love the part when I was like,
Okay, who brought the dog?
Didn't I tell you that was gonna come up here with a non-electrical camera? Let's go, boys! Yeah!
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tier Ranker Fights. It's been a minute since I said that because I haven't been on those TV episodes, but this is Tier Ranker Fights number 113. We'll have a few more panelists joining us in just a minute, but for right now, I've got some friends of mine to get things rolling here. We're talking about recent horror movies. So it says 100 most recent horror movies. We got a few more than that. It's about 111, so we skirted that just a little bit, but it's roughly about 100, the most recent horror movies. But I got some friends to talk recent horror with me. Got Richie Goodacre. How's it going, Richie?
Yeah, no, going good. No points for guessing like what maybe I might bring up with my name, but yeah, going good. I feel like I've seen more, especially this year. I've been seeing more good than bad, so it should be interesting to talk about.
Yeah, no, we'll definitely talk about it.
For a second, I was like, what horror movie has Richie or Goodacre in it? And I was like, what the fuck? I see your streamer name.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, happy to be here. Yeah, I'm starting to fall more and more in love with horror. We do a lot of it on my channel while we love horror. So yeah, happy to be here. Talk some scary stuff. Ooh, it's a 113th. Whoa,
that's right. And Michael Wolfman, Wyndham. Wolfman, how's it going, buddy?
Going good, man. I'm a big horror aficionado. Love horror stuff, and
you're a big horror.
And yes. But no, I loved the substance. And 2024, I've been saying the same thing. It's starting to shape up to be a really good year for horror. You know, this back half.
It's picked up in the back half. I would argue the front half wasn't very good. You have to take that into consideration when we're talking about that. But yeah, we don't have Smile 2 on the list. I did add Terrifier 3 though because it's been out for a couple weeks. So that just FYI, that is on the list. But yeah, Smile 2 is still kind of literally
thumbs up to Smile 2 though.
No, Smile 2 is bonkers, and yeah, you guys should see it.
I still gotta check it out.
I endorse it. I endorse it more than the first one, so yes, I think it's great. So check that out. Although the first Smile is on the list, and yeah, what we're doing here is essentially we've got just a little over 100. Like I said, horror films will be. We're not going to talk about all 100. Obviously, this is not best or worst, and we're not talking 100 horror movies. So we just have the pool of things to do. I'll just kind of scroll down. We got all these glorious movies down here, mostly stuff from the last 3 years or so. So pretty much mostly 2024 to 2022 for the most part. A few other stray ones here and there. They're all in alphabetical order down here, as you can see. We've thrown them all in the in our private sort of Facebook group there. But yeah, how it's going to work is going to be very similar to just a regular tier ranker. So we'll go up and down the line. Everybody will get a chance to nominate a movie for a certain tier, whatever tier you like. And again, you can taper kind of your, of what an S tier horror movie is to I taper it to the topic. So, I mean, these are S tier horror movies again for the last few years. I adjusted if it's like all time or 70s or 90s, specific eras. So we'll see. Just, what are the best ones that have come out in the last few years? We'll talk about it. Should be a good time, a little different topic for the scary season. But yeah, nominate something, give us a quick reason why under a minute or so, and everybody else will get a chance to chime in. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What tier would you put it in? And we'll get a little consensus. We'll get an average, and we'll see where it ends up. We'll go for about 2 hours or so and run through as many as we can in that time. We'll have a Hail Mary round at that 2 hour mark where we have a chance to shout out a few extra ones if you want to just rapid fire, do some rapid fire voting, and then we'll organize the S tier, and we'll be looking to put 10 in the S tier, hopefully, and we'll see how that works out. 10 in the S tier, and 3 honorable mentions from the A tier. You guys have all done a tier ranker. You know how it works, and if you haven't, then join us, and you'll kind of figure it out very quickly. So yeah, we'll just go in the order that it was when it kind of slid us over there. So Wolfman, you are up first, sir. So pick something from that giant pool of horror down there, and what do you want to start with?
So I was gonna pick my favorite movie of the year and all that stuff, but I may be a moron, but I'm not an asshole. Okay, I don't want to steal Richie's thunder, so I'm gonna.
Anyway.
So because it's literally his name on StreamYard, but so I will instead. I'm gonna go with one that I know a lot of other people are probably not going to go with. I know, especially. Tell
me the movie so I can move it up.
I saw the TV.
Jesus, we're not even there yet.
Tell me what it is so I can start moving it up.
I saw the TV glow. That's the one I'm going to go with.
Yeah, let me know. Find it first.
Yeah. Yeah. So I when I saw this film, all right. So when I first watched it, yes, I went out of it saying, "What the actual fuck did I just watch?" And then but the thing is it stayed with me, and it stayed with me for months and months and months. And this happened all the way from I think I saw it in April, and it still is stuck with me. And it was recently on Max, so I decided to give it a rewatch. And then whenever I gave it a rewatch, that's when I was able to say this thing is actually brilliant, and what it's portraying about youth, about self-discovery, about trying to about not being ashamed of our real selves, and just there's a lot of really interesting themes interwoven in this. And so if y'all haven't seen I Saw the TV Glow, I definitely recommend it for sure. But that's the one I wanted to put a plug to.
All right, so I Saw the TV Glows on the table. JPO, did you see it, and what do you think of it?
Come back to me next week. I just renewed my Max. I didn't see it in theaters. I just renewed my Max. I watched Caddo Lake. I was gonna get to this, but I didn't get a chance to get to this. So I abstain.
Okay, no, it's all right. Richie, have you seen it?
I haven't seen it yet. It only got a really limited release in Australia, and I'm going to get around to it.
Right.
But I'm sure I'll probably get it from library or when it comes out on streaming at some point. I'm not sure when that will be, but yes.
Mm-hmm. All right. We're going to need to get at least 3 votes to get it up there. I have seen it, though, even though it's only going to be 2 for now. I don't know if Jordan has seen it or Chris. Maybe we can ask them when they get here and see if they can chime in on it. I saw the TV Glow. JPO, remember, we did a halfway through the year thing, and unfortunately, this one ended up as an honorable mention on my worst of the year.
That's why I said, even before the numbers,
I did not like this movie.
Back.
This movie didn't work for me. It's very artsy up its own ass, and I didn't like it. It's got a very weird way of delivering dialogue. I don't think Justice Smith has had a good year because he's also in that the
No, that
Magical
was a bad
Society of
movie.
American
That
Negro.
was a really bad movie.
Yeah, that movie's bad. I think he's having a bad year. I don't think he's a particularly great actor, and he delivers very monotone. He's kind of playing the same character in every movie. I haven't seen his range yet as far as what he can do. I think he's got a good setup and a good premise with the TV show. The first act was interesting enough. I think it gets kind of into its own nonsense and in its own head. I didn't connect with anything in the movie. I'm sorry, Wolf. I didn't connect to anything in this movie. It just didn't work for me. And I just thought it was really pretentious stuff. I thought it had a good technical quality to it. So I'm not going to like completely dump on it, but for me, it's a D tier. I did not like this movie. So I apologize for that. But yeah, we only had 2 votes. So for right now, it's not going to quite go in the D tier. It's going to go in the haven't seen category. And we'll see if Jordan has seen it. I don't know if he did or not. But we'll give you one quick mulligan since it went to the haven't seen. You get 1 mulligan if it drops in there.
All right, this is one that I pretty much am confident all of y'all have seen, because just in case, I wanted to throw that out as a passion pick, but this one I'm pretty sure all of you have seen.
Okay.
I finally went into this movie blind, and I went into this movie blind when it first came out, and that was Barbarian. This movie to me, kind of, because I knew nothing. All I saw was a still image. I didn't know what the plot was. I didn't know, really even who was in it. I saw a still image of the girl. I didn't know who was in it. I didn't know anything. It was the first time I went to a movie fully blind, not knowing anything. And people were telling me don't look up the trailer. Don't look up anything about this movie. Just go in blind. So I was like, ugh, okay, I guess I will. So I walked in there, and it just blew me away because of me not knowing anything. I wasn't expecting. I didn't know what to expect, and that's why it made the experience all the better. So, yeah, this definitely was a huge standout horror movie of that year for me, and I just think that it's great. Justin Long is excellent. It has one of the funniest scenes of that entire year, where he's measuring the whole Airbnb and everything. That was one of the best scenes of that year. He's kind of the Scream King of horror, So, some really excellent stuff here. So yeah, Barbarian is S tier.
All right, so JPO, Barbarian's on the table. Did you see it? What did you think?
No, yeah, I definitely saw it. Yeah, if I wasn't so comfortable, I'd grab my newly got in today Barbarian autograph, and I'm talking the WWF wrestler from the 80s. I just got that in today. Part of a grab bag.
Oh, part of one half of the Powers of Pain, who I had go up against ICP in our draft.
Oh yes, I love it. Oh god, they probably killed him.
Yes.
They've wrestled in the last couple of years too. That's a match that technically could happen still. By the way, funny enough, they've Barbarian World team at least within the last year or two. So no, yeah, I enjoyed this as well. I feel like maybe I only saw the teaser because I also feel similar to Wolfman of I went in just kind of all right, it's got gotta know the first half of the people and there's maybe something in the house. I didn't even knew where Justin Long was. I get it. I only saw kind of the teaser, so it's kind of fun the way it evolves and finally get to the Justin Long character as well. And yeah, no, it's a really good film here. I'm not as high as some, but I'm still definitely pretty high. I'll give it an A.
Okay, yeah, Richie, what do you think about Barbarian?
Yeah, just quickly, when you're on the thing, I said that match that Austin proposed, it would be akin to Acolytes versus Public Enemy.
Yes. No, it's a full 2-minute squash. Yeah, where they just kill them.
Well, don't forget, I will say this, and we're on the wrong podcast here. Public Enemy were dicks. They deserve that beating. ICP will hopefully be respectful of them.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be nice.
Yeah. But it would still be a massacre. What I'm proposing.
Barbarian. I'm stalling because Barbarian. I haven't seen it yet. That's one of my big blind spots of the last couple of years.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I have seen it, so yeah, it will at least make the chart. I went into it completely blind. I didn't even watch a teaser. I had just seen the poster. I didn't know anything about it. I heard people say don't go anything about it. I saw it near the end of its theatrical run for whatever reason. I just hadn't got to the theater. I saw it the last week it was in theaters, when it was down to 2 showtimes a day. I was alone in the theater, so it was a good showing because I got to get wrapped up in it. I go A tier for that kind of movie. It's kind of just outside my S tier for this list, only because I've seen movies like this, and I know it blew a lot of people away, kind of like The Black Phone, where it was people were going kind of nuts for it. I think casual horror fans were going nuts for it, and more hardcore horror fans, it's yeah, but I've seen movies exactly like Barbarian, where there's some kind of secret, under the house, and then like somebody discovers it and stumbles on. I've seen movies exactly like that. So like it didn't knock my socks off as much, but it was still really good, and I still very much enjoyed it. All the performances are great. Yeah, I like that it's like two movies, kind of in the one half, and then the other half kind of switches gears. Yeah, it's really good. Bill Skarsgård's good in it. Yeah, I mean, I very much enjoyed it. It's very solid. It's worth a recommend. But I go A tier. I'm just not as high on it as some people seem to be.
Can we all agree though that Barbarian needs a physical media release?
Oh, it needs a physical media release, 100%. I would buy it on Blu-ray if it was. Yeah, it's not available on physical, which is weird. Yeah, people have been loving for that. I'd buy it on Blu-ray, of course. All right, so let's
weird side note too. By the way, I just looked it up. Yeah, Barbarian and Warlord wrestled like 2 weeks ago. They're still somehow active. Shaggy 2 Dope though hasn't wrestled in 15 years, so he's actually the one that was.
I know it's all Violent J show.
Violent J still doing stuff, and he really shouldn't be. Like he's been in rough shape
for sure.
All right, for me,
JP,
really weird remake of a Chiwetel Ejiofor movie and Don Cheadle. Talk to me. Let's get on that.
Yeah, they took it in a whole new different direction, didn't they, JP?
I mean, hey, when they reboot it, at least you want to do something different with the reboot, and they really did. Yeah, no, I'll say S tier. Yeah, this is another one that kind of like Barbarian, but even more so was it was a word of mouth movie here. You know what I mean? There's no really big stars. Some of the older actors have maybe done a couple things you've seen. You're like, oh, okay, I've seen her and whatever. But it was just a word of mouth here. Really good introduction scene of kind of setting things up of what might happen. The performances are really great here. Really just good, spooky, great time in the theater. So I would say S tier for Talk to Me. One of my favorite films, I think, in general that year.
Yeah, for sure. Richie, what do you think about Talk to Me?
Yeah, I love Talk to Me. It's a great, like, sort of Australian success story as well. Yeah, it's one of the bigger Australian films to come out in the last few years. Yeah, great.
It's Australian? C tier. I'm sorry, I take that
back.
C tier.
Well, like, shut up, JFO.
Hey, at least
roasted. Boom.
JPO, just piss off. All right, shut up.
I might use that someday. Use that someday, by the way. I was trademark.
Copyrighted before I do.
But yeah, Talk to Me is really good. A breakout performance from Sophie Wilde, who's going to be in a movie adaptation of Watch Dogs, which is it's probably a better movie than a game, because the game wasn't as good as it should be. But Miranda Otto, who's been a great Australian actress for a while, finally got a trying to play as a mum. It's just really good, a really good spooky film. I don't know when the sequel's coming out at this point. I thought the sequel's coming out. They announced it very quickly, and then it's like, oh yeah, but we got this. Then there's other projects coming out. Like, I don't know. So hopefully it can't. It's still on the table. But you never know with Hollywood these days. So, but yeah, it was really well done. It felt really kind of original, and yeah. So I'll agree with this.
Yeah. I mean, for the longest time in 2023, this was my favorite horror movie that year until I saw another one shortly after that kind of eclipsed it just barely, which I might bring up, my first nomination. We'll see. But yeah, this one, up until that point it was, and it still was in my, top couple of movies of that year. And like you said, a great success story of the movie just kind of chugging along at the box office and eventually making, over $100 million, which is pretty great for a movie that only cost maybe $2 million, something like that. Didn't cost a lot of money. And yeah, great premise. You see just enough of things, but leave just enough to your imagination as well, as far as what they're going through. Great ending, great performances. Yeah, I like the atmosphere of it. It's a great fuck around and find out movie. That's what it is, because a bunch of teens fuck around and they find out, and it's a classic setup. But yeah, so I liked it a lot. For this list, it's on my S tier list, so I'll keep it in there as well. Wolfman.
Yeah, I really like Talk to Me. To go off of what Malcolm said in the chat, like, YouTubers lately have been making some like bangers, because we had Jordan Peele. He's been making some great. So he's not a YouTuber, but he's a comedian. I meant to say like comedians, but there are YouTubers like Raka Raka made this, and now it's That's a Bad Idea. I don't know if you have heard of that comedy YouTube channel, but they just came out with a movie too that's online that you guys can watch. It was really good. So all these like comedic web shows or whatever are like coming out there and making these awesome horror movies. And
even
yeah.
Barbarian and Zach Kreger from
Wise because you
White
know.
Boys or whatever.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, so yeah, people are just they're rocking it. And Talk to Me was really good. I will say, like, for me, I think I have one kind of nitpick with it is that the characters were like kind of painfully unlikable. Like they were a bunch of assholes. Like I kind of wanted them to die. Like I'm sorry, they were like straight up like assholes in that movie. But then but overall though, everything else was really good. It has the best ending I've seen to a horror movie in like the last 5 years. That ending was awesome. And but because of all that, I'll go a strong A for me.
Okay. And I was going to say, the strangest of the recent YouTube horror movies, that Ryan's World movie. Yeah, that was really strangely sadistic. And
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Please take it off. Please take the poster away, Bess.
Yeah, no, I was terrified of that whole movie. Yeah, all those
He make a movie about a guy who does toy reviews.
Yeah. All right. So we are moving up to Richie. What is your first nomination? Kind of have a feeling I know what it'll be, but
no, I'll get it out of the way. The substance. There you go. Yeah. Just a fantastic body horror film. Yeah, like it's very it builds and builds, and it really great. Margaret Qualley's having a great year. She's becoming my favorite like upcoming actress here. Yeah, it's great to see Demi Moore sort of back in the spotlight, and yeah, it just gets it builds and builds. It gets really gross. And yeah, the ending. The ending. I won't spoil the ending, but it's very fulfilling, but also gross, and very shades of sort of Carrie, but in a more gross way, sort of thing. Dennis Quaid is good as like a creep, even though he wasn't even supposed to be. It was supposed to be Ray Liotta, but he said he got away. Yeah, like I know the movie just works, and hopefully. I mean, it doesn't have a good track record horror movies at the Oscars, but I do hope that Margaret Qualley and Demi Moore do get some notice, and also they should probably get noticed for both the lead actors because they're the same, character, so they probably should.
They are one. You are one.
So, yeah, no, this movie is absolutely nuts. So, and I've been waiting to see a movie like that for a while. Just balls to the wall. Just yeah. So unapologetically nuts. So yeah, it's great. So yeah, S tier.
Yeah, no, this is S tier with a bullet for me. Yeah, this is still currently my top movie, not just horror movie of the year, my top movie of the year so far. And yeah, I love movies that just kind of come out of nowhere and knock my socks off. I didn't even really know about this movie until about a month before it was coming out. Heard about this sort of strange kind of body horror movie, something or other that always piqued my interest. And then welcome, Jordan. We'll get to you in just a second. It blew me away. Yeah, I don't want to spoil really anything, but yeah, these the way that they use the practical effects in this movie are great. The actual performances are outstanding. The way it's shot is shot beautifully. A lot of homages to other horror movies. The score is great. I mean, everything about this. The people who made this movie are on my radar now. So not just my top horror movie of the year, but my top movie of the year so far. So S tier with a bullet, S plus for the substance. But how's it going, Jordan? You finally here, and we can get your opinion on a few things. Did you see I Saw the TV Glow?
No, I've never seen it. So.
Okay, so that one, unfortunately, Wolfman's going to stay in the haven't seen category. We only had two people. That was his first thing. But then we talked. If you want to give quick scores for the other three, we talked about Barbarian, Talk to Me, and now we're talking about The Substance.
Yeah, well, just real quick, on I Saw the TV Glow. I was gonna watch it, and then too many people said it's not a Jordan movie, so I'm like, maybe I'll wait a little bit. So I have my letterboxed here, and yeah, these are all pretty great ones. I mean, just to make it like a pretty quick, since there's three to go through, this Barbarian and Talk to Me, those are S tier for me. Those are like really good. Okay. I haven't seen The Substance. I've been trying to get to it. I even like found a pirated copy today, but I just like didn't have time to watch it yet, so I just ran out of time. But because it's not really streaming anymore, it's gonna go to some weirdo streaming when it comes out. I don't.
It's Mubi.
Don't diss Mubi. It's a great service.
Yeah.
Like, what is that?
Wait, what?
It's a streaming service, Mubi, which is who made the movie. Yeah, it's one of those kind of.
They produced it, right? It's like
they produced it. It's one of their own home productions, so it's going to be on their streaming service.
It's
They're hoping to drive some
real theater release.
They're hoping to drive some viewers there because it's kind of they put up like critically acclaimed movies and things like that. Just some off the beat.
Oh, I looked this up once because I think Wolfman told me about it. Okay.
Yeah.
I never signed up.
I used to watch their stuff like years and years ago. They've been around for ages.
Yeah.
Well, every year as a Film Independent voter, they always give us like 90 days free. So I just canceled and renew it 90 days free. I just cheat.
Oh, you get 7 days. So cool. I'll do the 7 days.
But to be fair, the Substance will also come out. It's also coming out on physical media. I think they announced it at 4K, so it will actually get a physical media release. So that's good.
But yeah, the Substance, I really want to see it, but there's just been other things coming up that came up that I saw first, and it just like didn't line up quite for me. But yeah, Barbarian, that's 2023, right? Is that 2022? Okay, but it's one of my favorite horror movies of the year. I understand some of the criticisms, but like I don't really share those. I just think that it's awesome, and I love that it's kind of two movies in one. I love the Justin Long stuff. I mean, for diehard horror fan, I know Austin, like you said, you've probably seen like a whole bunch of horror movies that have done that same premise, but like not for me. So, but I probably just need to watch more horror. And then Talk to Me is probably for this whole thing. Is our number one with a bullet. Like Talk to Me blew me away, and really like the idea of supporting smaller filmmakers in this stuff. So yeah. All
right. So getting back to the Substance though, Wolfman.
So I like that poster you chose for it. It'll change your life, because it truly did change my life. This thing was insane. I've seen it twice now.
Me too.
First time I watched it was in like an empty theater. It was like an early access screening, and then but it was me and my friend. We were like the loudest people. We were just like screaming like, "What the hell?" Then the second time I watched it, it was packed. It was in San Diego, and I was watching.
You were screaming in the theater?
Yeah, I mean, basically.
Don't do that.
No, you don't scream in the theater.
Not scream. We were inaudibly screaming. You know how that is, like how you can how you freak out, like
what internally
reacting, but like stuff like that. Yeah, but then the second time I watched it was in San Diego with Ross. Now, in that example, it was a packed theater and everybody was reacting. And so Ross felt comfortable with being as loud as he could, because he was like, "What the actual fuck?" Throughout the movie. I've watched the movies with him, but I've never seen him get that loud. It was insane. So yeah, this movie, it's mind blowing. I really hope Demi Moore gets some Oscar love and some awards recognition, which is very possible. And I definitely want the makeup to be recognized. Like, this needs to be nominated for best makeup for sure, because the makeup is just groundbreaking what they were able to achieve here. So yeah, it's my not only number one favorite horror movie of the year, but also my number one movie of the year in general. Corley Frigette, I've had my eye on her since Revenge came out in 2017. And now it's like I'm going to see anything she did. So yeah.
All right, JPO, have you seen The Substance?
No, same thing as TV Glow. Just it's not out yet. As far as out of theater, so yeah, I haven't seen it.
Okay. All right. So we'll see if Chris has seen it.
I'll do that movie though for 7 days and then cancel it. So I will.
There you go. Yeah, you can watch it. I think it actually said it's premiering.
October 31st.
October 31st. So on Halloween, it's premiering on movies.
Maybe a good Halloween walk.
I might do that on Halloween.
Well, there you go. We'll get you your free trial and go watch it, and then you'll be good to go. All right. But it still has 3 votes, and they're all S tier votes, so it'll hang up there.
Even you could give props to Margaret Qualley, by the way. She's just as part of the movie as Demi Moore. She plays the same character.
Yeah.
She does, but it's not like as much of a gut punch performance as Demi Moore's was, I feel like. But they're both really good.
All right, but we will go up to me. I guess it's on me. Yeah, so I referenced a movie that overtook Talk to Me just barely when I saw another one that kind of just came out of nowhere that I recommended and knocked my socks off. It's a movie from Argentina called When Evil Lurks is going to be my first nomination. And yeah, this movie, you want to talk about batshit insane and a movie that does not give a shit about your feelings, about what you think, where a movie where no one is safe, where everybody's in danger. Yeah, this is a movie that came out of nowhere and just blew me away. It's a kind of body jumping sort of demon type movie where people are getting possessed and they kind of kill themselves or do crazy things. Yeah, I don't want to spoil too much if you haven't seen it, but yeah, it has many WTF moments throughout it. Some really gruesome stuff. Again, with the makeup, it's very bloody, but also a really engaging story and stuff that'll keep you on the edge of your seat. It was an absolute roller coaster ride when I saw it, and yeah, I just stuck with me for a very long time. Watched it again recently, and it still really works. So yeah, it's the one that overtook me, and I appreciate good foreign horror movie, and this one blew me away. So I don't know how many people have seen it. We'll see if it goes into the haven't seen category. I don't know. I know at least one person on the panel has seen it. I don't know if the rest of you guys have. But yeah, When Evil Lurks is my nomination. Jordan, have you seen it?
I'm pretty sure this is a movie that you recommended to me, because isn't it like isn't there like a scene where like the like possession, it jumps to like some kind of animal, like a dog or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, and yeah, like there's some crazy stuff here. Like it's pretty good. But I totally forgot about it. I had to give it like a quick ranking on my list. I just forgot to rank it, so it's pretty like just like spur of the moment. But I think I just don't have it quite as high as like certain other movies on the list. I'll be generous and say A, but it could end up being like a low A for me. But I'll say A.
All right, Wolf. I know you've seen it because we talked about it on our wrap-up show. So,
oh yeah, we both had it as our favorite horror movie of that year when we were talking about the wrap-up show. Because I watched this thanks to you recommending it, and like glowing about it, and I was like, well, shoot.
Well, and all credit to John Marr, who recommended it to me and said, keep an eye out for this movie. And then he said that, and literally the next week it was at my Regal, and I was like, oh, well, that's good timing. I'm gonna go see it right now. And that was great. And then it showed up on Shudder a little while after that. So yeah.
Sure. Yeah, this has some imagery that I will like never get out of my head. Like this thing, we talked about that with a substance, but this thing also has some like more like disturbing kind of imagery. If you know, you know. That's all I'll say. But yeah, once you get to that scene with like the dog, I'm not going to spoil anything. But I remember watching it up to that point, like beforehand, I was like, okay, all right, this is intriguing. We got some interesting stuff here. And then once the dog came, I was like, I shouted at my TV. Don't worry, I was loud at my TV. I wasn't in the theater. I was like, but at my TV, I was like, what the actual fuck? Like I was not expecting the dog to do that. I was like, whoa. And I was just like, I was in it. And it was such a ride from there on out. So yeah, When Evil Lurks is awesome and absolutely an S tier film.
All right. JPO, have you seen When Evil Lurks?
I'm jealous of Wolfman because like when that scene happened, I just went, cool. Like I'm never that excited. I wish I feel jaded. I want to live like you. No, it's a dope film. It's another one that I did definitely push up the watch list because of John, because of Pez and their love for it as well. So it's pretty cool. Even the scene on the poster is pretty like, oh shit, okay, sets the tone for kind of what's to come later on. And just like Chris Scott's take on Scrubs, it scared me. So I'm gonna give it. I'm on the border, but I'll say S. It's pretty damn good.
Oh no, now I'm worried about it because I love me some Scrubs.
Richie, have you seen When Evil Lurks?
I know you were talking about it, and like I sort of joked about how like when you sort of kid like I was gonna take you up on like I know Jordan watched it through like getting access to your Shudder, right? And so I'm like, I'm going to do it. I'll hit you up on that. I never did.
Oh yeah.
Oh, maybe that's how I watched it then.
Yeah.
I think JPO borrowed my shutter as well. I was like,
Yeah,
hey,
that's what happened. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Yeah.
We passed it around the community, and everyone was watching.
Yeah, and I was going to hit you up to doing that too because I couldn't find it. So, but I never got around to it. So, I have to say, but it's still one of my that I really want to watch. So, yeah.
For sure. And welcome, Chris Scott. How's it going,
What's
buddy?
up, buddy? Doing good.
Right. Yeah, no, we're still in the first round. So if you want to do some really rapid fire voting for the ones we've already done, if you've seen them, so far we talked about I Saw the TV Glow. Have you seen that?
I have not seen that,
okay,
but it looks really good.
Okay, so that unfortunately, well, that was your last chance to get up on the chart. It's not going to make it. But we talked about Barbarian.
I hate Barbarian. That is definitely absolutely the lowest tier possible.
Oh my
I
god!
hate that movie.
Chris isn't here.
Welcome, Chris Scott.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with that. Leave that.
Bye, guys. I'm not on the show anymore.
Are you serious for F tier for Barbarian?
Yes.
What?
Are you
Like,
kidding
that means like one of the worst movies ever made. Like it was.
Yeah, like come on.
That's on the level of
Yeah,
Founders Day. Like, come on, dude. Yeah, seriously.
We don't have to be all or nothing.
It is literally the worst movie. So it's one of the worst movies ever made.
No, it is not.
Especially that ending is a pile of shit.
All right. Anyways, what else we got? Talk
He's on the list. Doesn't it bring it down?
Okay.
Man, did anyone
ignore his
Yeah.
vote?
I mean, it was. Here's the thing. It was on the border of S and A, so I think that just keeps it in the A because it just keeps it on S tier. Yeah.
Does anyone else just feel the air gets sucked out of the room?
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. I mean,
Sorry, Diaz. Go watch your favorite movie, I guess. But I absolutely love Talk to Me. Talk to Me is a masterpiece. S tier.
Oh, he used the master's word.
And then the other two was recently
S's and F's. She doesn't give anything.
No, I do not, dude. Dude, have you checked any of my reviews out? Dude,
yeah,
man. I've given a lot of like 2s, a lot of 3s. Yeah.
Chris, have you seen
an S to the Doom?
I have not seen Substance yet.
Yeah.
Haven't seen Substance, and you probably haven't seen Wyndham, the Lurks, have you?
No, I haven't, but apparently it's on Hulu, so I'm definitely gonna check it out.
Okay, sounds good.
It's on Hulu now. Huh.
Well, yeah, sometimes those Shutter ones spill over into Hulu, so so you may be able to see it that way.
Yeah, Late Night with the Devil is on Hulu right now.
Ooh. Yeah, so sometimes they spill over, so it's a little
Late Night with the Devil is so good.
Oh. All right. Well, maybe we can talk about it because it's on the pool. All right, but so When Evil Lurks has 3 S's and an A of the people who have seen it, so it'll stay kind of where it's at right there. So there you go. But Jordan, we'll go up to you next, and Chris, we'll get to you in just a second when we spin back around. But Jordan, go ahead.
So I'm a little worried people may not totally vibe with me on some of these, but we'll see. You never know. The one I want to talk about, I want to talk about Blink Twice. So bring that one up. And this is a movie that I watched half of it, and then I got really busy and waited like 3 weeks and then finally finished it. And holy shit, did this movie blow me away, especially for like the first time directing from Zoe Kravitz. Like it's just like it's like a really cool story that kind of gives you like some White Lotus vibes. Like these guys are on an island and like just crazy things go down, and there's more and more things revealed as you move on. I don't want to spoil anything, but like you kind of know like something's gonna go wrong, something's gonna happen here, but you're just kind of waiting to see what happened. And it has good humor in it though, and it has cool music. The score and the soundtrack both are like really cool on this, and like the like way the island looks and everything. And Channing Tatum, I think he does a really good performance. And I can't remember the main girl though, the black girl, she's really good. And so I would say S tier for this one. And also I want to shout out the ending too. It has a great ending and I love when a horror movie can stick the ending because it can be kind of tricky sometimes with those endings on a horror movie. So
the main chick is Naomi Aki, I think the name is.
Yeah, she was awesome. So,
all right, Chris, have you seen Blink Twice?
I have not seen Blink Twice.
Okay, Wolf, have you seen Blink Twice?
Yes, and I only blinked once while watching it.
There we go.
Oh, jeez. Where do I?
But yeah, Blink Twice was a really good directorial debut from Zoe Kravitz. I will say, when like the first 20 minutes, it starts off pretty slow. I was like, all right, where's this going? This is pretty slow. I'm not really into this that much. Maybe even the first 30 minutes. But then once a certain something happens to a character, I'm not going to spoil it. From then on out, I was invested and interested in where it was going. However, I know this is going to get kind of nitpicky. I don't necessarily categorize it as a horror film. It feels a little bit more like a thriller, if that makes sense. In the thriller kind of part of it. I
still do it. It's psychological horror because it does get pretty horrific with some of the stuff.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, the subject matter is horrifying. But yeah, so Channing Tatum's great in this. Christian Slater is great. The whole cast is really fun in this. It's also got the most beautiful woman alive right now, which is the girl.
Simon Rex having JPO. You've seen him having a weird comeback, with all these movies lately. I know he's been.
I was going to talk about it when it came to me. I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
For sure.
Uh-huh. But yeah, I'm still going to go B for Blink Twice. B for Blink Twice, only because it's that first 30 minutes was just kind of a bore for me, and then once it got going, it was really, really good. So.
Okay. All right. JPO, have you seen Blink Twice?
Yeah, no, for sure. I was able to get this in theaters here. Actually, I have a giant poster of it too. That I was able to snag a few weeks ago. This is this exact poster right here. So yeah, no, I really dug it here. I don't even mind that first bit. To me, that's just very much showing the character building. So later on, when shit does go crazy, you feel it even more. And I really love too some of the side characters here. I'll always champion a movie with Simon Rex, Haley Joel Osment, Aaliyah Shawkat, who I love from Arrested Development. So fun seeing them in roles as well. Zoe Kravitz, very much excited for whatever she does next, if she does more. So yeah, I'm pretty high on this. I have some qualms with it, but not many. So I'm going to say A.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I was gonna say that Malcolm just saying that that's a weird trigger warning at the beginning of this. I don't know why this movie randomly does, but
that was an Amazon thing. I think that was an Amazon order, or something.
Trust me, there's a reason why this has a trigger warning.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not surprised.
Well, why not other movies have a trigger warning?
Well, because other movies don't deal with the subject matter, bro. Yeah. That's why.
Richie, did you see Blink Twice?
Yeah, I have. I mean, also because it's probably also because it's got very. I mean, it's got very sort of you got you got a guy who's a billionaire doing kind of dodgy stuff on an island. It's very Epstein Island vibes, kind of in a way. But yeah, I'm sort of had the same qualms as Wolfman. I feel like it takes about 30-40 minutes to get going. I understand you're going to build up characters, but I feel like it takes too long when I just to do that. But I do enjoy all the actors here. I actually think I think it's cool that it's got a kind of a 90s cast when you think about it. It's Haley Joel Osment, Christian Slater, which is he's doing a bit of a comeback as well. Haley Joel Osment's really funny in this movie, by the way. I really liked his character. But once it gets going, it is great. It's also got some Get Out vibes. It's but you're just waiting, but you're waiting for them to realize, okay, these guys are dodgy, because it's very obvious they're dodgy. But yeah, once it gets going, it's great. I think Channing Tatum delivers the performance of his career. Once he just full goes on drops the facade and he's just a bad guy. He's amazing when he does that sort of
spoilers.
Sorry. Yeah. All right. My bad.
My bad. That's oops.
He does his monologue.
Everybody look into the camera, and when I press this button, you all forget.
When he delivers
No, you're spoiling things now. So, Richie, I think it's time to say
thank you, fuck you, bye, boom.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Great. He does this monologue, which is really great, and like, yeah, it's really chilling. And I'm like, man, this is the best acting of you. This is the best acting that you've ever done. So
it is. Yeah.
But yeah, so I would give it. I don't think it's quite S tier because it didn't blow me away like this on other ones. But I think it's a solid A.
Yeah, no, I saw it in theaters as well. I have kind of some of the same issues. I thought the first hour or so really took a long time to get going for me. Like I just they kind of repeated a lot of the same beats over and over again, and toward the point where I was like, okay, we need to like progress the story a little bit instead of just doing the same thing of like, oh, here's more drinks and sit by the pool and like we're just kind of doing things. And I did think it picked up in the third act. I like that monologue. Like you said that Channing Tatum had the apology monologue is really good. But yeah, like I enjoyed the movie overall. I'm excited for what Zoe Kravitz has next. I always see a lot of potential and want to know, if they ramp up and make something even better next time. I'm also in the B tier for Blink Twice. Because overall it was like kind of a 7 out of 10 for me, something like that. So just for me. So it'll kind of be in a low A tier.
Well, I think that like one of the things is that it takes about an hour or so to get to the horror of the movie, but if you just roll with it, it's just like a fun kind of vibey. That they're going to an island, they're having a great time, and just kind of
Just the difference for me is those other movies that are up there hooked me early and kept me engaged like very early and kept me on the edge of my seat. So that's kind of the difference.
Yeah.
All right, but we'll go down to Chris Scott. So what you got from the list that you want to?
I want to definitely I want to put forward Alien Romulus.
Okay.
This really blew me
Damn
away.
it, I was ready to shit on you and go F.
You know what? Kiss my ass, bro. But Alien Romulus is so good, and I lucked out like me and my dad ended up sneaking out of another movie to go see this movie. But this movie blew me away. Like I always wanted to see it. The trailers looked good, and I was kind of like it's either going to be really, really good or really bad. And the directing was incredible. The cast was solid. Like I loved the atmosphere of this movie. The music, just everything about this film, it felt like it dragged you sort of like into that universe. It was almost like a story within the Alien universe, and I loved it because we knew about mining. You read the books, all that nerdy shit. This movie is definitely an S tier because when it hits, it is definitely terrifying. And there's characters you care about. Yeah, it's absolutely an S tier movie for sure.
Okay. All right. So Alien Romulus is on the table, Wolfman.
Ooh, F tier for Alien Romulus. But no.
Worst movie ever. I hated this movie. Wanted to shoot myself.
If you don't like this movie,
that's right.
Go do drugs.
That's right.
But I do want to shout out, like, there are a ton of red posters right now everywhere. Medieval Lurks, Barbarian.
No, that's a great. But I was just gonna say, Richie and I talk about these are good posters. Like it's not just here's the bobblehead, photoshopped faces all over the place posters. You know, like they're all intriguing, good posters, and I like them. Yeah,
absolutely.
Every single one of them is great.
But Alien Romulus was a very good kind of callback to what made the original really good, just like really tense kind of character study that I thought was excellent. Katie Spaney is killing it right now between Priscilla, Civil War, now Alien Romulus, and then she's going to be in the new Knives Out sequel. Like she's just killing it. So she's just gonna she was just ramping up this huge career for herself. And I thought the xenomorphs were awesome. I thought the facehugger stuff, the creature that pops up at the end was awesome too. It's some really good stuff. I will say the thing that's going to keep me from giving it S, there is way too many on the nose callbacks. I thought it even to stuff before the movie even happened. They full on reference aliens, and this is between Alien and Aliens. So I'm like, how could you even reference aliens if this doesn't even take place after aliens? It's in between, and because there's a whole scene where he's like, "Get your hands off her, you bitch." And I'm like, oh my god, no, seriously, are we doing this? This is so cringe. There was stuff like that that kind of bugged me. but everything else about the movie overall, I did really like. So I can't quite go S because of that. I'm gonna go A.
All right, JPO.
Yeah, not too far. I'm pretty much on track here. You know, you never know. These last few Alien films, you know, I like Prometheus. Covenant kind of disappointed me, but this one I thought really worked well. Yeah, the on the nose stuff was a little too on the nose. You know, like I understand fan service. You know, you see it in Star Wars and MCU, but that felt like it was just shoehorned in and it didn't really fit on multiple levels. But for the most part, it worked. I really like the one sequence with the acid. So it's a really tight film. I'll go A.
Okay.
Yeah, that acid scene might be the best scene in the movie. It's good.
Yeah, Richie.
I'll try and get my thoughts in. Doug's being annoying. Alien Romulus. Yeah, like I said, I can't give you F and shit on it because I love Alien Romulus. I think it's a great addition to the franchise. They just announced a sequel, which I'm looking forward to. So, like again, Wolfman said what I was going to say. Kaylee Spaney's been killing it lately. So yeah, I think she's had one of the better years of any actress this year. So, I think it nails the spookiness. And I love the vibe it goes for. I love, I just love Fede Alvarez as a director. I've liked all his stuff. So, yeah, I'll go S for sure.
Yeah.
I'm in S tier territory. It's still one of my favorite movies of the year. I just loved that it was like this love letter to the actual franchise. We got back to a lot of practical effects. I thought the practical set design was great. The practical effects were great. The score was really good. Love the vibe of the movie, the color scheme, all the red and everything. It was really, really good. And getting kind of a cast of unknowns and really let them kind of impress you. I know Kaylee Spaney's kind of an up-and-comer, but she's still kind of relatively unknown. But she's breaking out right now. The guy who played Andy was great. I really enjoyed his arc and his performance. It just worked for me. Yeah, I've seen it 3 times now. I loved it. I thought it was excellent. If you want to hear more of my thoughts, check out the Extra Movie Butter podcast with me and Jordan talking about Alien Romulus, and you get my full thoughts on that. And that was kind of a contentious one because we were kind of split on that. Me and Jordan kind of defended it against everybody else. So there you go. So I'll give it an S tier. Jordan.
Yeah, so this movie is one of my favorite movies of the year. It's so good. Like I just loved almost everything from beginning to end. I even like that like you see a little bit off the ship, you see a little bit where they're like on the planet. I'm trying to figure out what their life is gonna be like going forward, and then they decide they're gonna go on this try to escape it and go on the ship, and then just like the way that it was shot, like the practical effects, like just the cast, the music, everything was just so good. Yeah, Kaylee Spaney's awesome, and then the guy that played Andy, David Johnson, he was great because when he kind of switches, when they put the little chip in him, and he switches from being like kind of like a nice, kind of like just like sweet kind of guy, and then being just like more of like a badass kind of guy, kind of switches to that, and like when he like grabs the guy and he's like stop, like you're gonna fall, and he almost walks through a hole in the ground, but he thinks he's like being aggressive or something. But there's just a lot of cool stuff. The one little nitpick that I have is I don't like the creature at the end. I hate that. Stop trying to make these hybrid human stupid xenomorph manamorphs like things because they look stupid. They're just weird. I just don't understand why they want to keep going there. Just leave it alone. Like, because all I care about is seeing a xenomorph. You can make different types of xenomorphs, but not like some weirdo hybrid. That looks weird. But that's not going to drag it down from an S at all. That's a very minor nitpick. So even I can give stuff like get away from her, you bitch, like a pass. I don't love it, but it's not like the worst thing. So
the Ian Holm CGI vomit face that they did.
That I didn't mind actually. I don't really care. Like if
I didn't mind it either. It didn't bother me. So
like bring that kind of stuff back. They can do that in a lot of movies. It wouldn't bother me. But
sometimes movies they're just being cute and it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Just have fun, Wolf.
Yeah, so
I mean, I like the movie. I'm just saying that like there's issues I have with it, and like I thought, like especially when he first pops up on the screen, I was like, oh, that is not a real face. I was like, holy crap! I was like, it was super noticeable.
We've been through some shit. I don't know.
I meant to bring this up earlier when Chris was shitting on Barbarian because he would say, if you like that movie, go smoke crack.
Yeah.
All right. But good job, Chris. You got one in the S tier. He's got 4 and 2, so it's hang up in there for now. So there you go. All right, Wolf, we're back to you for your next.
All right. So I know I did this for the last time, but I feel like because whenever we get to the Hail Marys, it's always about the crossovers. So I feel like it's always around now is good to talk
so you're
about.
Gonna shout out something else that nobody's seen?
Our passion. I know one person has seen it on here because I know Austin's seen it. So at least we'll get at least one vote.
He's just banking on me for this episode and hopes by chance somebody else sees it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with Bones and All from Luca Guadagnino. So this is, if you guys have seen the Suspiria remake from 2018, then you would know that director from that, or Call Me by Your Name, or Challengers, which is maybe his best film to date. But up until Challengers, Bones and All was his best film for me. This was a really poignant and beautiful love story but also coming of age story about 2 vampires and just trying to live their lives in like not wanting to be vampires, but just trying to be in the world that won't accept them. And it was really touching, really beautiful, even horrifying at times. Mark Rylance is fucking weird in this movie, but like a good weird. He was wild in this one. Yeah. And Timothy Chalamet was great, and I forget the girl's name, the actress name, but she was also excellent in this. So it weirdly came out on Thanksgiving. I watched it on Thanksgiving, which is very ironic because it's about it wasn't about vampires, it was about cannibals. My bad. But cannibals. Yeah. So Bones and All is an excellent movie. So
it's Taylor Russell, by the way, who was in one of Chris Scott's favorite horror movies, Escape Room Tournament of Champions. 5 out of 5 plus.
Yeah,
right.
I love the movie. Okay, the movie's incredible.
I know,
bastards.
Yeah, I thought the same thing, Chris. I thought they're like a cannibal thing. It's like a weird cannibal.
Yeah, it was cannibal. I got confused.
Not vampire. I mean, they have to like eat flesh and blood and stuff. I get it, but yeah, it's like more of a cannibal thing or something. JPO, have you seen Bones and All from Luca Guadagnino?
Yeah, I forgot this was even a Luca film, but no, I saw this. Definitely not as high as you. I enjoy some elements of it. I think it's shot well, and there's a couple scenes that I really enjoy. The ending is really cool and creepy with Mark Rylance, who's the best part of the movie. Otherwise, I thought it was kind of drab in many moments and didn't hold me very well, so it's a B.
Okay, B. All right, Richie, have you seen Bones and All?
No, haven't seen it. So there you go, Wolfman. There you go. There's one person that hasn't seen it. There you go.
All right. I have seen it, and I saw it after the fact. I missed it in theaters, but I bought it on Vudu like not long after it finally came out, and squeezed it in before the end of the year. For the purpose of this list, Wolfman, it's in my S tier list when I was going over the thing because I really loved it, and I think Luca is slowly becoming like one of my guys. Yeah, because between this and Challengers and whatnot, I'm really starting to be kind of get into his style of filmmaking. I was surprised at how much I liked it. The whole movie just unnerves you. It just gets under your skin and unnerves you, and you've got this weird feeling like almost anything can happen. I won't spoil it. There's a scene in a mental institution that like really got under my skin and kind of shocked me with what a character does. And I just thought the whole thing was just creepy, just really, really creepy. It stuck with me for a while. So it's on my S tier for the purposes of this list. So again, if we were talking about like best horror movies ever, anything like that, no. But I taper my list to the pool of movies, and this one's in my S tier, so I'll give it 1.
Lucas making an American Psycho film.
That's going to be interesting.
Pick. It's a great pick for a director, but like that was interesting.
Jordan.
Well, so I actually have seen this, and I think I watched it off of your Vudu, probably, Austin.
Probably.
The movie is really good. I actually really like it. I mean, I don't love Mark Rylance like overall as an actor, but this is probably one of the better things he's done. But Taylor Russell, she's also in that. If you ever seen that Lost in Space TV series from Netflix, she's in that too.
Oh, Summer Blair.
Yeah. And yeah, I think that the movie is really fun, and it's kind of like a road trip movie too. They're like driving to get to, I don't know if it's Timothée Chalamet's place or like somebody's place. I can't remember, but they're trying to get home to
going to see somebody's mom. I just can't remember which mom it is.
Yeah, right. but
Grandma, Chloe 70.
Yeah, and it's but it's fun and like it's just kind of for me kind of seemed like a road trip movie with like a twist of cannibals in there, and they just like run into some crazy characters, the seedy ones like Mark Rylance and different things along the way, and like I'm glad they finally got rid of Mark Rylance because he was a little too creepy to have on your road trip with you. So I probably wouldn't quite give it an S because like I didn't love it as much as like some movies I have on my list, but I'll give it an A.
Okay. And Chris, have you seen Bones and All?
Unfortunately, I cannot say that I've seen Bones and All.
Okay.
But
all
it
right.
sounds intriguing. What is it on?
I don't know if it's. I bought it on Hulu.
But I'll try.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I could look just at ads, just asking you guys. But it sounds like an interesting movie.
It is on Prime and MGM Plus, so it's available.
Okay. Well, I will definitely check it out for sure.
There you go.
All right. But according to the scores, it'll just be slightly above Blink Twice, but below Barbarian. So kind of right in here somewhere.
Also, the trailer for Luca's new film Queer is out now with Daniel Craig.
The trailer's out. Holy shit! I've not seen that.
All right. We will scoot up to JPO. What's your next nomination, sir? What you got?
In the same vein of Alien Romulus, another sequel of sorts, Evil Dead Rise. I want to get on the list here. Stole it from me. This is another one where I liked the last one with Jane Levy. I thought it was bloody good fun here. So, you never know because, again, it was different filmmakers, different, again, not necessarily a sequel of sorts. So, always never know, but I thought it worked really well. Again, kind of a one location for the most part in that building of sorts. I thought Elisa Sutherland, I think is her name, is really good. Yeah, I really dug it more than I thought it would. So S tier.
Okay, S tier for Evil Dead Rise. Richie.
I'm right with it. I agree with that. I'm right there. Evil Dead Rise. That surprised me. It shouldn't because all the Evil Dead movies are pretty good. But Evil Dead Rise, I was like, oh, are we milking this franchise? But no, it's really good. I just like how it's not afraid to still go there. It's got even some odes to other horror movies like The Shining. There's an ode to The Shining in there, it's really good performances, and it keeps you enthralled, and even that they found a way to like work it in Bruce Campbell in there. I won't say how, but it's really cool. I would say yes, sure.
Yeah, no, it was, I think, up until Talk to Me and When Evil Lurks that year, my favorite horror movie up until then, and those just kind of slightly edged it out. But yeah, that's still enough to get it on S tier for this list. It's on my short list of stuff from here. Great one location movie. I love a good one location movie where everybody's just kind of trapped and isolated. It still had the gore. Lisa Sutherland's performance is great. Yeah, the way she still works in the kind of the dark humor and just being batshit crazy and insane, when she gets possessed, it's great. That poster is good too. Another good horror poster. That poster is really solid. I definitely very much enjoyed it. It would be slightly under some of these other movies, just as far as from like my personal scores from that year, things like that. It's still an S tier for this list. Jordan.
So, Evil Dead movies are just movies that take a lot of warming up to me. Like, I don't know, they just I just don't love them when I first see them, almost every one of them. And then over time, though, when I rewatch them, though, I actually learned to love them because I actually love Evil Dead 2 now, and I didn't love it when it first came out. So, or when I first saw it, because it came out back in the 80s. I'm just not that high on it. But I want to watch it again, and I want to try to appreciate it more. I just think that, wasn't connecting with any of the characters, or really they weren't doing a lot for me. So sorry, I got to give it a C. I just do.
Oh,
Sorry.
What?
Yeah, it's not quite my thing yet, but I will rewatch it and see if it goes higher.
Yeah. Chris, have you seen Evil Dead Rise?
Yes, and it was freaking terrifying. It was so good. The writing was incredible. The cast were solid. Like, I just loved the atmosphere of it. It was, when it was terrifying, it was scary as hell. Like, there were definitely creepy, unsettling parts. Like, music was awesome. And I loved how they kind of set it in that Evil Dead universe. This movie's absolutely an S tier.
Okay. Wolf?
I do want to shout out that this movie had the best title card sequence of 2023. When she was rising up from the water and you just see like Evil Dead, right? Like the way that was done, that was so cool.
That is cool.
God, that was so badass. I fucking love that. Now, when I first watched this, it was I rewatched it again not too long ago and loved it even more. When I first watched this, I was unfortunately dating someone who was like very religious at the time, and I loved the Evil Dead movies. And I didn't even invite her to go because I knew she'd hate it. And I was like, but then she like forced herself to go with me, and she was like hated it, and then she was mad that I liked it, and it was this big whole thing. So I had a bad connection to this movie for a while. But then after we broke up and I rewatched it again, it was like actually, I really liked it a lot. I think the mother is fantastic in this, and the whole cast. The makeup is really great. Yeah, it definitely keeps the same Raimi-isms in there, and even get a voice cameo for Bruce Campbell. So that's pretty fun. So yeah, I'm not gonna quite go like if you were talking about the original trilogy, all those would be S tier for me. Maybe even the Fede Alvarez one, but this is still like an A tier because this is a franchise where it is probably the best horror franchise because every single one is a banger. Like every single one's good, but it's one of those ones where even though every single one is good, this is probably the weakest of all the movies for me. But I still really like it, so I'll go A.
Okay. Well, we got 4 S's, an A, and a C, so it'll kind of hang out right where it is, right there, kind of at the low end of the S tier. But
Also, don't be with someone who gets mad at you for liking certain movies. I'm glad you're out of there. That sucks.
Yeah, that's toxic.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, or how about likes or discourages you from enjoying whatever hobby or thing you like? Yeah. That's not cool.
Sure.
Don't do that.
No,
My crazy ex.
Yep, same here. I don't mind Crazy X. I think a lot of us have had that. So
yeah. All right. But JVO got Evil Dead Rise. So Richie, you're up next.
Cool. I thought about it. I'm gonna nominate one that when it was like coming out, I'm like I had no anticipation for because I'm like they've milked this dry. I don't know. I don't even know why they bring it back this franchise.
Exorcist Believer, right? All right.
Yeah. I might bring it up later at some point. But. Yeah, and so I was just like, not looking forward to it. And then I watched it in New Zealand. I'm bringing up Saw 10. Saw 10 was fucking great. For what it is. I was just like, wow, this is maybe fairly good. Sort of like, it's like and like it's one way like Tobin Bell gets to like act more. He's really good in this. And obviously it's got all the Saw-isms that you want, and the trap's really good. But I just think it's just more compelling. It's just not just like we're doing a Saw movie for a Saw movie. They actually had a great story here, and it's like I like how that like Tobin Bell was given it more sort of a bigger role here to show his talent. But I was really enthralled with this, and I can't believe I'm looking forward to 11 after all these years. So I'll go S, but we'll see how it goes.
Okay, and another great poster. Yeah, keep the streak going. Yeah, that's an awesome poster. Yeah, excellent. Yeah. This one again is on my short list for the purposes of this one. I mean, I'm already a giant Saw fan anyways. I'm literally in the rewatch of a Saw marathon with my girl who's never seen them, but she's really enjoying them. She's enjoying how crazy intricate the writing of those movies are, and how just if you watch it back to back, just how many like callbacks and filling in gaps and all this stuff. She's actually enjoying that for the most part. It's been fun doing that. Saw X was a great kind of. I thought it was just a great throwback to what the Saw movies kind of used to be. I feel like they kind of strayed with Jigsaw and Spiral and just really got off track, and they just didn't feel like Saw movies. This one gets back into it. It's Kevin Grader who did my favorite, which is Saw 6. So bring it back and kind of got back to business here. Tobin Bell is really given a super showcase for what he can do as an actor, and he's really great as his character. And getting even more into his backstory and his motivation. Not that you like. Still completely feel sorry for what he's doing, because he's still kind of putting people in crazy situations that probably don't deserve to die, fully death sentence, but, still doing his thing. It's still fascinating, and it was a great return to form. So, I'll give it an S tier. Jordan?
Yeah, so I'm not really a big Saw guy, like really that much, but I haven't seen this one. I've only seen Saw 1 and 2, and like probably out of those are like 2 better, but I just haven't really had a desire to really continue any further in this series. So I'll abstain.
Okay, Chris, have you seen Saw X?
I love Saw X, but I'm also a huge fan like you are. Like I've seen these movies easily, like probably 10 times each. I think this series is amazing, but this movie, like you kind of said, I enjoyed Spiral, I enjoyed the other one, but this was a solid return to form. I kind of was mixed on it, but it definitely blew me away. I remember seeing it with my buddy Josh, and it was like the payoff was incredible, and I've seen Tobin Bell like fully in his element, and you have those moments where he kind of realizes what kind of happened to him is just striking. The writing is solid, the directing is incredible, but for a moment you almost feel a little bit like, okay, wait a second, maybe he's doing this for a good reason. Yeah. But absolutely incredible movie. I cannot wait for the sequel to this movie.
So
S tier for sure.
S-tier,
Sorry.
okay. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Wolf, what do you say about Saw X?
No, I mean, there's some in this franchise I would certainly give F. I'm not a huge Saw person.
You didn't grow up with these movies?
I was late to the Saw train.
I need that on a shirt.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna make a shirt of that, Wolfman. I'm gonna send it to you.
Yeah. that'll be some merch, like
crossover.
Right.
Yes. We need to make a meme of every single one of us, and then we'll make some merch.
I just realized the first one would have come out when you were 5. Like if you were in the theater, I would have said that it was irresponsible to bring you. That's how young you were.
Like some of these people that are bringing like 6-year-olds to Terrifier 3.
I was there. That happened to me.
Jeez, man. JPO, don't you want to go smack those people in the face? Be like, what the hell are you doing?
Guys.
Like, what are you doing? Stop.
Yeah.
Like,
Stop it. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Like that's just bad parenting. I'm sorry.
See, we did shut up during the movie, though. I will give him credit.
Bad.
That was good. I had a full on baby crying in Terrifier 3 when I went to go see it.
Oh, that's even worse.
There was a baby that was crying in Terrifier 3.
If you bring a life into this world, God bless you.
But stay at home.
If you can't get a babysitter, don't go to the movies.
That's your decision.
Yeah.
But Wolf, what we saw though, this is just like a very, very quick side tangent. We went to this theater in Utah called Megaplex, and they have these booths. They're like clear booths, but they're soundproof at the very top. If your kid's screaming, your kid's crying, you can bring them in there. It's soundproof. You can still watch the movie, but not like annoy the hell out of people. It's a really cool concept.
That's kind of cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is amazing. All of them need that.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, we could all use that. But yeah, so Saw X, I really liked the first 2 Saws, and then once they started going down the John Kramer's a hero vibe, I wasn't big into that, and I was like and I really wasn't a huge fan of the directions they started to go. And then with like this one, I definitely still like this one. but there was still some of those issues I have with it. Like I felt like there are a lot of them I was like, okay, yeah, you're despicable, you're despicable, you're despicable. But then there was like the thing where he's like doing all this to a freaking drug, like a druggie, and I was like, this is like awful. Like, dude, this is like terrible. Like, that's not her fault. Like, what the hell? Like, I was like, I cannot get behind this whatsoever. And I like hated that. And there's definitely you know, a few other elements. Like they introduced someone who's trying to be worse than John Kramer. So it's like, see, John Kramer's not that bad of a guy because look, this person's worse. and it's like, okay, like, yeah, you were worse, but like, does not negate the fact that John Kramer is an evil bastard. All right. So like, just gotta throw that out there. Like, come on, guys, can we not negate that fact? But I still like it, but it still has some of those same issues for me. So I will go B for me.
I don't think they'll casting him. They're painting him as a hero, but yeah, I know.
Yeah, I disagree with that. I think it's just more just understand where he's coming from, but you don't have to agree.
Yeah,
with
he's
it.
like,
It's like Thanos. Like you get where he's coming from, but he's also takes it too far. You know what I mean? Like that's a sign of a good villain, where like you get where he's coming from, but he takes it one step too far. But yeah. Anyways, JPO Saw X.
I'm just glad Wolf said some stuff because I'm kind of with Wolf actually on this. I'm also always a little thrown off by prequels because it just takes out any kind of like oomph of, oh, will he make it out of this? Yeah, of course he's gonna make it out of it. You know, and you also knew like everyone was doomed in this movie here. You know, even the one girl that actually does the task, but she still dies because the other ones fuck her over. Like, it sucked some of the emotion out of it for me here to do a prequel of sorts. Not if it worked, but again, I just kind of felt like it was a nice like side chapter, and that's it though. So it's a B for me.
Okay, so all right, it's got 3 S's, which is usually enough to hang on, but it's also 2 B's. So this is probably going to be like one of those borderline ones that it's the first to get knocked off, most likely, because everything else we have in the A tier has 2. So it'll hang on for right now, but probably would be the first one to go when we bump. So, all right, so it's on me. We've been too nice. Let's get to the trash pile for a minute. Let's start crapping on a few things here. Let's go with Skinamarink. Fuck this movie, and fuck everybody who said this is the best movie of the year, which I saw
the third scariest movie of all time. According to
fuck
science.
Off with that nonsense, dude. This is some bullshit. This is F tier. And look, I normally wouldn't crap on a movie like this that was made for like $10,000, and like some guys, you know, it's just some experimental thing. This probably would have been a Tubi movie, just like Founders Day. But they put this movie in theaters, and then publications, you know, I think it was like Rolling Stone or called this like one of the best movies of the year, and I lost my shit. I was like, dude, this is literally, it's 10 minutes of a shot of a wall, 10 minutes of a shot of a toy, 10 minutes of a shot of a window, like just static shots, literal static noise that annoys the shit out of you, like it's that old TV static noise that I hate, and that's the soundtrack of this movie. Look, the window's open now. Oh my god, I'm horrified. I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm scared. Fuck this noise. I hate this movie. It was easily one of the worst movies of the year. When I finally sat down and watched it, I did not understand all this nonsense. So this is an F tier. Anybody else watch it besides me?
Yeah. Well, and you can find a steel book at Walmart, the Skinamarink steel book. I'm like, why?
Oh, excellent. Let me spend $35 on that. No.
Yeah. But yeah, so I never saw it. But I'll say that I was this close to going to see it in the theater when it came out, because it only had like a couple day release, maybe even a 1 day release, something like that. But I even went as far as getting in the car. I was about to go see it, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not driving over an hour for this movie, because that's where I had to go. That was in their theater showing it, and so I'm like, screw this. I'm not seeing this. Forget it. So yeah. So I'll abstain.
I don't know how many people have seen it. We'll see how this goes. Chris?
I have definitely seen it, and I concur with you. I'm glad I saw it on a streaming service for free. I did not fucking go to a theater to see this piece of shit. Like I remember like watching it, I'm like, cool, it's a scary movie. Like people are kind of raving about it, but I'm like, why the fuck did I waste my goddamn time watching this piece of shit? This is absolute trash. It's not a scary movie. It's fucking experimental bullshit.
Not even
whoever made this movie should never be given any money to make another movie again. Like, quit making movies. All right.
For once, I actually agree with Chris shitting on it.
I gotta know though. Chris,
Yeah.
Where
Chris, I need to
associate
know
things.
what's better, Skinamarink or Barbarian?
Barbarian.
Hey,
There you go.
That
you
doesn't
go.
say much because yeah.
Come on, at least Barbarian has like actors doing acting
And an
in a
actual
story,
plot.
and a plot and a story. Yeah,
Weird,
Wolf-
like motherly,
yeah.
creepy, like.
Don't spoil anything. Don't spoil anything. All right.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess I'm gonna have to be a lone wolf
he's
here
about to give her an
because
egg.
Don't you dare!
since I'm the artsy kind of guy, right? I'm gonna have to say that this is a massive pile of shit. I can't do it, guys. This is awful. Even I have my own limits, and Skinamarink was one of my limits. I was just like, my friend watched this. A good buddy of mine who's been on the channel a few times. Noah Torrance. We're close friends in high school. He watched this movie and he texted me saying like, "Dude, Skinamarink is like one of the scariest movies of the year. Like, oh my god, I was horrified." And he was like full on like hiding.
There's many people were fainting in the theater.
All this
Article
stuff.
I read.
And
like,
so I was like, okay, I'll check it out. I watched it. And only 2 movies. I told Austin this with Exorcist Believer. I did this with Exorcist Believer, but only 2 movies did this to me where I was watching it on Shudder, and as soon as I watched it, I was like maybe 40 minutes in, and then next thing you know, I wake up and the credits roll. So I was asleep. I just full on fell asleep like 40 minutes in. I was like, yo, this is boring.
You gotta
This is what?
I was like,
I love it.
but
Oh, yeah. Delay. I got a delay.
Fuck, yeah. Fuck me. Okay. But yeah, exactly. That's how I felt watching this. It's just like felt like I was on a delay in life watching this. Holy shit! Like, yeah, I wish I could get those 40 minutes back, 45 minutes back. I never finished it, so I didn't really include it on last year's.
You didn't miss anything.
I was like, but it was just golly, yeah.
I
mean, if your friend was scared of this, apparently, according to you guys, it's not really a good counter argument to the argument that your generation is full of pussies.
Yeah, right.
Like, this is what did it, but anyways, JPO, did you see Skinamarink?
You didn't make it through the movie. I don't think I made it through the trailer without falling asleep.
Okay.
So between that and there's just enough. While we had early hype, like you guys said, I had enough like actual.
In a house,
in
a room.
So I never got to it.
Okay, Richie, did you see this?
I didn't see it, but I think people like especially media outlets, they tend to like to. Because it's like it's a cool. I mean, not the actual movie story, but it's a cool story. How it got made. You know what I mean? Like it's like a budding filmmakers who are able to get this movie made and get sort of decently mass produced, right? So it's like people would like in order to sort of get it, seen by more eyes, they'll tend to kind of embellish. I feel like maybe embellish it, kind of rave about it way too much, just to get people more eyes on it. Oh yeah, no, it's the best ever. I've seen it happen before with other kind of very indie darlings, right? When I've watched it, I'm like, this is a movie. Yeah, sure. It's nothing.
I agree, and most of the time it doesn't work. But like The Substance, they did the same thing, and I was like, "Oh shit, they actually were right this time." It was like
I was mindful about that before I went in because it's like it has the trailer with the trailer with the critics thing. It's like, yeah, this is amazing. She's a revelation. Like, oh god. But yeah, so I haven't seen it and probably have no desire to see it. So yeah.
If you're ever having one of those sleepless nights, put this on and you'll be all right. You'll be out. You'll be out instantly. All right, so there you go. Just wanted to. Hey, we've been very nice. I just had
a good nap film.
Trash pile. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Jordan, what you got?
Yeah. So I've just been kind of sticking with only good ones for these tier rankers now. I used to go for the bad, but
I like me and Richie. We like to talk about bad movies.
Yeah,
so
sure.
I have to really throw some in there just for fun.
My life is too short to watch too many bad movies, but you guys can watch them and say which ones are so bad they're fun, and then I'll maybe see those. But I'm gonna go with one that blew me away as a legacy sequel, and I didn't love the original, but I love this one. I want to go with Beetlejuice.
Oh,
So I actually love this movie. I loved it. Like, especially compared to the first one. Like Wolf's over here cringing, and I'm like, I don't get it. I think that this movie rules because what they did in this, they took everything and they just like I did what a sequel's supposed to do. They ramped it up. They made it better. You get to see way more of the underworld, which is like really cool. You get to see all that, and especially Catherine O'Hara. Her character steals the movie for me. Her character is just so much fun, so good, and I just have a lot of fun with that. And then the Michael Keaton. It doesn't matter that he's older because it's just an undead guy, so we can still play at nearly any age. And then Winona Ryder's still good. Jenna Ortega, she's good. I don't always care about like the story they gave for Jenna Ortega with that kind of like meeting that kid, and then he tries to like steal her soul or like whatever it is and so she gets trapped in the underworld. But even still, and then also like Willem Dafoe, I thought his character was a lot of fun. I wouldn't even mind a spin-off movie with his character. Would be a lot of fun. I didn't mind that they had more songs. I actually like the musical aspects where they like bring out that wedding cake and it's like the green stuff coming down.
Oh my god, that went on forever.
Oh my god,
that sequence went on forever.
No, for me, I absolutely loved it.
Fucking shit.
And I'm not a musical guy. I just thought that the song, I can't remember the name of that song that they
were
used.
terrible singers.
Good though.
Like they were awful singers. Like that was.
I don't know. I had a lot of fun with it, and I was loving it. And like I even liked that they threw Danny DeVito in there for a second. You know that I thought that was cool, and like just like creating more of this world. Like the first one, there's just an aspect I didn't care for and certain things, but for this one though, they just like did a lot for it. Just made it fun. They bring it to this world. You just see more of the town. You just see more of everything that from the first movie that you wish that. You could have, at least I did. So I had a blast with it. I think it's an absolute S tier, and it'll probably make my top 12 of the year when all is said and done. I had an absolute blast with it. So, like, if I don't know what you're gonna say, Wolf, I don't know. You might be too nitpicky. We'll see, but.
I have more than nitpick it. Yeah, nitpicks with it.
I don't know. Like I thought that it was
nitpicks I can get over. We'll talk about it.
Look how much money that it made. Like it's like one of the highest grossing movies. People love it.
It's like going on the defensive before you go and get your opinions.
Look about the Transformers 4 made. Doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, that doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, but I think it does here.
Chris?
So I'm gonna agree with Journey for all you guys take a giant fucking heap of
yes,
shit on this
let's
movie.
go, Chris.
Because all of you guys are smoking meth. It's okay. It's just enjoyable.
No, y'all are smoking meth. Thinking this is
it was so good. Like I love this movie so much. Like the writing was awesome. Like I love what they did with these legacy characters, and they weren't just legacy characters for throwaways either. Like it felt like a solid story, and I didn't even hate the song. I thought the song was solid. I liked that we got to know this world more. Like isn't that what we want from a sequel?
Yeah,
in a movie, like we don't just want a throwaway sequel. Like this felt like something that was solid. Like I had so much fun in the theater. Like this was an awesome theater going experience. I definitely want to own this movie. Like it was everything I could have wanted from a sequel and more. Like I went on this with pretty low expectations. I'm like, it's gonna be just okay, and it blew me away. Really, really did. And I'm glad that I got to see it before all the negative reviews invariably rolled out, because I feel like 95% of people just crap on movies just because they want to crap on movies.
I got legit.
Well, the song from the movie was MacArthur Park, which is like the song of Weird Al. He does Jurassic Park, the parody, MacArthur Park, Frightening in the Dark.
Maybe I went too hard on that take, but yeah.
No, I don't think so. I'm with you.
Fuck this movie. So I was not a fan of it. Like, first off, you're all like, oh, it honors the original. It honors the original. Yeah, let's make Lydia a fucking pussy. She's like the absolute worst character imaginable in this movie. That is not Lydia. If y'all are fans of the first Beetlejuice, that is not Lydia. Like that is an
Not a fan of
entirely
the
different
first Beetlejuice.
character.
I'm a fan of
So
this one.
like, so that is just like, I'm just throwing that out there first off, and then second off, oh, why don't we honor a pedophile? That would be great. Jeffrey Jones, let's have a funeral for him. Let's honor him. Let's berate him. Let's sing over his tombstone and talk about how great of a person he is.
They killed the character off. They're not honoring him.
No,
They did not honor
it
him.
They weren't
started out-
celebrating
no,
him
it-
as a
dude,
person.
It fucking started out fine when they did the shark scene and the shark ate him and all that stuff. I laughed. I was like, okay, that's fine. End it. Don't go anymore with it. Then they freaking honor him with his face on a tombstone, plastered on the tombstone and all this stuff. And they're like singing songs around him. They're doing all this ridiculousness there. And I was just like, what is going on? This feels so icky. I'm not into this.
Deo with like a choir
And
that
then-
sounds really cool and dark and ominous.
And then on top of all that, you have way too much fucking going on in this movie. Monica Bellucci should have just been cut out in general because her and Willem Dafoe were too much. Pick one or the other because there was way too much going on. When Willem Dafoe gets there in the third act, what do? They just freeze him. So he's just there with a gun like this the whole time. He doesn't get to do anything in the third act because they wanted to try to focus on Monica Bellucci or one of the other characters. They threw in way too much. And like they had that one little kid plot line with Jenna Ortega, the stupid little love story that went nowhere because he ended up just dying like immediately as soon as they got into the fucking place. So it's like, why the hell did you even have that plot line? So like there was way too many plot lines going on, way too many stuff going on in this movie, and them honoring a pedophile and Lydia not even being the Lydia character was all enough for me to really say, there's still interesting stuff enough in there to say D.
I love how you should have give it an F after all this.
I'm not like full on gonna say F because like F is like we said, one of the worst movies ever made. I don't think this is one of the worst movies ever made, but I would still say like a D tier.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, they were trying to honor a character that like means something to the movie. I mean, despite what he is in real life, he means something to that franchise.
Yeah, but
okay,
I
but
mean, we'll
you
get to
don't
it,
have to
anyway.
honor him though. You can literally just say, "Oh yeah, he died," then move on. Like you don't even have to really honor the
It
character.
was weird that they still had the character roaming around the
Yeah.
movie.
Like
Well,
even
they
after
roaming
he's
around,
dead,
they-
the character's still roaming around. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
dude,
No, they had a picture of him. He wasn't roaming around. What do you mean?
He was roaming around. The guy with the shark missing his head. That was him.
He's
the
missing
whole
his
thing.
head.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they're not showing him. They're just
Not
showing
showing
that.
It's
I know,
still
but why
the
does
same
the character
character
have to
though.
be
Showing
in
a
a part of
character.
the
They're not
movie? That
putting
was
Jeffrey,
weird.
whatever his name is, in there.
Yeah. Anyways, JPO. Did you see Beetlejuice?
The
Yeah,
character
no,
wasn't a pedophile, just the actor. Anyways,
Can I go now?
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of this argument. I really am because I actually had a decent amount of fun, but I also see the problems. Very reminiscent of the most recent Ghostbusters. There's just juggling too many characters. People get lost in the shuffle. Monica Bellucci gets introduced in a really cool way with Dan DeVito, and then kind of gets forgotten about. And oh shit, it's the end already with her. So I had my problems with it. I'm in the middle of Jeffrey Jones things. I don't think they casted Jeffrey Jones and actually had him in flashbacks or something. Because you are kind of the character wasn't hated, so like I don't know. I'm kind of okay with that. I do hate the sequelitis thing that like Indiana Jones and a lot of sequels do, where it is a downbeat Lydia still, and it's like so her life kind of sucked. That's kind of bummed to hear about. But Michael Keaton's funny. I enjoyed William Dafoe. Like I'm gonna be like I had enough fun.
All right, Richie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sort of kind of with JPO here. I see the issues with it. It's fun being in back in this sort of world, and it's cool that it sort of got made. But yeah, I watched the pitch meeting for this, and it's interesting that that they made a point to like sort of bring in Jeffrey Jones as like character for a bit, but who else was a big part of the first movie? Like Alec Baldwin and Jen Davis' character. They didn't even mention that.
Yeah.
It's just like
it
you don't
wasn't
mention.
their story. It was a story about the deeds, and
Yeah,
not
it
the
was
deeds.
not.
But but you don't have to. You don't need a minute anyway. But yeah, I just feel like another thing was just like, that they mentioned something about like, how are you gonna where it's just like the Ortega subplot is just like is just kind of finished very quickly. It's like how does he how does Beetlejuice kill how you get rid of the kid? Oh, really easy, barely an inconvenience. It's just like
pull the lever, he's gone, and we're done.
He's gone. Okay, I'm glad
we
spent a lot of time on that.
Also, while Thoreau is a dick, doesn't deserve his outcome either. By the way.
Yeah.
He's
Monica Bellucci's barely in the movie. Yeah, it's just like, they're just like, yeah, you're good. And they're like, oh yeah, how am I supposed to write off this subplot? I got like 7 other subplots to write. You could write less. No. Yeah, there's just so many subplots going around where I don't. It's just like they no one in the writers' room was like, hey, maybe just they'll just yes men, like yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. We can do that one. We can do that one. We can do that one, and then they just put it all in the movie. And yeah, it's much like the Ghostbusters. But yes, I did have fun with it. I think in some, but I've seen Mark Keaton's great. Winifred Dafoe's character is great. But yeah, I would like to see a TV show of him just solving crime.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it more when I watched it at the theater. And then I was sort of thinking back, and I'm like, this movie does have its issues. So I'm sort of in that B C territory. I'll be kind of go B.
Okay. And I'm literally like right in the middle. I'm gonna go like a C plus sort of a thing. Because overall I thought it was entertaining enough. I liked enough about it. I like seeing more of the world. I like seeing. I thought Michael Keaton was good. Willem Dafoe was a lot of fun. There's a way you could have folded in like a couple of the plots together and gotten rid of some of the ancillary characters. I thought you could have had Beetlejuice interacting more with Jenna Ortega directly, maybe try to like marry her or something. There's a way you could do that, or just have him try to do this whole thing with her. You could have cut out that kid completely. You could have had Dafoe just going after Beetlejuice instead of going after Monica Bellucci. Cut that character out completely, and just tighten up the movie a little bit. I thought it was just kind of a mess overall, plot wise, but it was still an entertaining mess, which is why I can't like completely crap on it. I don't think it's like one of the worst movies of the year or anything like that. But I'm in like kind of the C tier category for it. So so it's kind of all over the map here, and B for Beetlejuice, because that's where it's going to end up. So
yeah,
so there you go.
You see, going forward, my like main reason for voting high is was it entertaining? Yes, that'll be my number one.
Does that make it a good movie? No.
I don't care if it's good. I care if it's entertaining. But I do think that one's good, though.
Yeah, I don't understand Lydia Justin Theroux relationship. I just think they're like she clearly doesn't like him, so I don't know why they're anyway. It's just sort of weird.
She's a weird, dark, and brooding character, and you're not supposed to understand her. I don't think.
Anyways, we spent way too much time on this movie. We got to move on. We got to get to some more movies. We're gonna try to get through one more round since we're back to Chris.
Yeah.
But we'll have to kind of go at like 2 times speed. So maybe try to keep your thoughts to under 30 seconds or so, and we'll get another round here before the speed round. What you got, Chris?
I'm gonna go with Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And I'm gonna vote that for S tier. I think that Thanksgiving was an incredible experience in theaters. I thought it was a solid story. I loved the universe they sort of created there. I think it was awesome. I liked the casting of. I thought the cast was amazing. I thought the music was great. It felt like a tight little like almost like a throwback to like the classic kind of horror movies, and I love sort of the world they created around this. I think it was absolutely awesome. I think it definitely is an S tier horror movie. I know that I might be a few people that actually like this movie, but I definitely want to give this movie on 4K. I had an incredible time seeing this movie in theaters last year for my birthday.
Yeah.
All right, Wolf, we say about Thanksgiving.
Hey, it's Austin and I's next month's drinking game, Thanksgiving. So it'll be fun. But yeah, I am not a huge fan of Eli Roth. Anyone who knows me knows I just think his stuff is kind of malicious for the sake of it, like really with no substance whatsoever. Thanksgiving though has a reason for the violence in there. I felt like when I watched it. So it's like the one Eli Roth movie I actually like out of all of his. And so when I saw it, I was just like really into it. Thought the Black Friday scene was funny. I thought all the other stuff was funny. There's some things though where it's like, of course, it's going to be super predictable who the killer is. You literally cast out of a whole cast of no names the only actor who's well known in the movie, and he's going to be your killer. Like that's.
Oh, okay.
Really
Thanks.
So,
Spoilers.
Thanks, Will.
Let's not do spoiler, guys. Come on.
Yeah, you can talk about the movie without spoiling the movie, guys. That's not that hard.
That is possible. It's
not that hard.
It's possible to do that.
Richie spoiled something, so I guess now.
I know. It doesn't mean you have to.
Now we're even.
Don't be that guy.
Yeah. So
party foul.
I like Thanksgiving, but I don't love it like other people do. So I'm still gonna say B though. So
yeah.
JPO.
Is it that bad? What the?
No, B is like a 7.
B is a solid score. Yeah.
You gave Barbarian an F. Shut the fuck up, Greg.
Yeah.
How are you mad at his B?
Yeah.
Because guess what? I'm about to make it worse. I everything Wolf said, but he was being too nice. I don't think Eli Roth's a good filmmaker here. I think he has an interesting first scene, and then there's a one cooking scene that's kind of cool, and everything else is predictable and shitty. C, and I'm being nice.
Yeah.
All right. Richie.
Well, I hadn't seen it yet, but now I know. I'm pretty damn sure I know who killer is. Is it? Was the honor?
Don't just move on. You don't even have to say it. Just
Yeah. Move on. I want to see it, but I haven't seen it. But,
okay. No, I wasn't as high on it as kind of everybody else seemed to be. I thought it was just kind of a mess tonally. Like I thought there were scenes that like played for over the top laughs, and then it tried to be serious, like the next scene, and then I tonally was just very wacky, and I didn't think that opening scene was as good as everybody else kind of thought it was.
Roth is horrible with tones.
The tone was just it was everywhere, and I didn't know exactly what he was trying to vibe with. I appreciated some of the practical stuff. The sequence where they're all at that dinner table, all that stuff. The third act has some good stuff. I'm kind of in that B C territory. I'll go C because I didn't love it as much as everybody else seemed to love it. I wasn't as high, so we'll talk about it more when we do the drinking game. But yeah. Jordan?
I haven't seen it. I can't stand Eli Roth as a filmmaker, and so I just haven't seen it. So
okay, so I've got an S, a B, and 2 C's. So it's kind of just gonna hang on to a thread in the B tier just a little bit because because Chris's thing will kind of keep it from hanging too low. But all right, we'll go to Wolf very quickly. So
first, for I already know what I'm going to say, but first for my pick, I just noticed this. We're an hour 40 minutes in, and like, why is Nosferatu in the thumbnail? That movie is like literally like inaccessible to watch. Like nobody's watching it.
I pulled kind of a default thumbnail and then manipulated it slightly, but I didn't take that out. I'm just like, whatever.
But yeah. The one I'm going to go with is another one I went in completely blind for, and that is Strange Darling.
Okay.
And this is one that I went in not seeing a trailer, not knowing really. All I knew like was that Kyle Gallner was in it, and I like freaking love that actor. Like he's killing it and everything. And I was like, oh shoot, Kyle Gallner's in this. I'll see it because of him. And then it turned out that one girl from the Scream TV series was also in there. And I was like, hey, that was kind of fun to see her pop in there as well. But the moment I actually sat down in the theater and watched this, I was blown away. Like, I cannot believe what I was watching. Like this does, and I'm not going to give anything away in this movie at all. All I'll say is like they do non-linear storytelling, but like do it really well. And there's like, without that, I feel like it wouldn't have worked as well, but it is so well done. And there is definitely stuff in here that you are not going to expect. I'm going to be as vague as possible because I know a lot of people didn't see this. It was only like in a theater for like a week where at my theater or something. It was like very, very pitiful theatrical run, but it's an incredible movie. I highly recommend people check it out. So I'll say it's Strange Darling.
All right, we'll see how many people did get around to it. JPO, have you seen Strange Darling?
No, I give people like Jordan credit for driving an hour to see a movie. If you're not in the theater that's 5 minutes from me, I'm probably not going to see you. So I haven't yet to see this.
Okay.
When it comes to VOD, I'll get to it.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, Richie.
Haven't seen it yet. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. Yeah, I have seen it. And as of right now, because The Substance came out like a week after that and eclipsed it, but Strange Darling was briefly my favorite horror of the movie of the year until Substance kind of took it out. But that's no slide against Strange Darling. Still, yeah, excellent movie. I went in not knowing anything at all. I had seen the poster. That's all I'd seen. So again, great way to go into the movie because I didn't even know about the non-linear storytelling. The chapters kind of out of order, and that's not a spoiler. That's just like how they kind of tell the story. But yeah, the way they reveal everything is really great, and the kind of twists and turns it takes. And yeah, you have preconceived notions about certain things, and they play with that, and it's really good storytelling. Again, no spoilers. It's just, but the final acting scene of the movie, Wolf knows what I'm talking about, is probably one of the best ones since Pearl, another movie that come up. So just really good stuff. Top notch acting all around, top notch writing. And hey, I'm praising a movie that has Giovanni Ribisi involved, but he's behind the camera because he shot the movie.
Whoa.
He was the cinematographer. And you know what, Giovanni Ribisi, if you want to stay off my screen and just be behind the camera and shoot movies, I'm fully in support of you. Then I won't see you anymore.
His voice is in the movie for a little bit, but
for a second, like on a phone call. But that's it. But yeah, you want to shoot movies? Great, because you shot a really good looking movie. So I'll give S tier for Strange Darling. It's on my list. Jordan.
Yeah, so I also saw Strange Darling because a lot of people were kind of hyping it up, and this movie's awesome. This movie's so good, and yeah, the whole nonlinear storytelling works because they kind of tell you, they give you like a little title card of like what point in time that it might be, and like versus things like I just saw We Live in Time, and that movie does nonlinear storytelling, but doesn't tell you what point in time, so you have to kind of scramble to figure it out, and you can, but it just takes them a minute. So I appreciate that, and like just the way that it plays, like you see one thing happen near the end, but at the beginning, and then you see different things out of order, and you're kind of like, oh, like what led up to this thing? That's really cool, and like or really horrifying, or like really like whatever, and yeah, there's some really cool stuff in that Kyle Gallner, is that his name? Yeah, he was really great in it too, and like and the lead actress, I forget her name too. She's good too, and yeah, there's some twists and things that just really like that I didn't see coming, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is like a wild, and I'm here for it. This is awesome. So yeah, it's a definite S tier for me.
All right, Chris, final one. Have you seen Strange Darling?
Unfortunately, I cannot comment. I have not seen Strange Darling. I heard a lot of
it's going to be like The Substance, where it's only got 3 votes, but they're all S, so it'll still hang on to the S tier. Again, I'll put these I'll sort out the order later, but it'll hang up in there for now, Wolf. So there you go. All right, 3 and out. JPO, what else you got?
Alrighty. Just because I'm a huge fan of the franchise, let's talk a little. Let's see, Scream 6. Let's talk Scream 6.
Scream 6. Okay, so let's go to that one. All right, get the Scream movies here. That is this one. Here we go. And I prefer the poster without 100 people on the poster. Like, just had the one where there was a fan one where they took everybody out, and just had them looming over the city. Like, that's a better poster.
That's also been but that's been Scream's thing for ages, though.
I know, but you could do interesting
posters. To be fair,
they'll never like they'll never post it all the way over. They'll just like down the bottom of the screen.
There'll be like 5-6 people. This is like everybody got on this poster.
That's true.
The first kill, spoilers, is on this poster. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
It's still better than a badly photoshopped poster.
I remember sending it to Austin because it was so ugly. I'm like, this is bad.
It kind of reminds me of the Star Wars The Last Jedi poster a little bit.
It's not bad. It's just generic. It's super generic. Everyone gets on kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know.
But anyways, what do you think about Scream 6?
As far as the movie goes, though, still a lot of fun. I like the fact that the killer's a little bit more like unpredictable. Like, you know, he straight up uses a shotgun at one point. It's got a really interesting setup too, where like there's a bit of a lore with the killers as well. You know, I won't get too far into, but I think it just it honors the originals as well. You got Hayden Panettiere coming back, which is a lot of fun here. I enjoy the dude that plays the boyfriend now. I like what they set up. Unfortunately, I don't know if we'll get much of a repeat now for 7, but I like what they set up here in 6.
All right, and
Well,
this is one of those I was talking about. It's like the 4DX poster, just the ghost face in the buildings. I like that. It's simple. It's straightforward. I like it. You know what I mean?
It's a job done.
Yeah.
Or they have the one where just Ghostface looking at the subway car too. That one's
any of those.
Oh, yeah, that's the original one. Yeah, that's like the teaser poster. Yeah,
I prefer those. Yeah, for sure. And they even did one that was somebody even did one that looked like the Jason Takes Manhattan. I'll pull it up. But anyways, Richie, go ahead.
Yeah, I like the movie. I'm always gonna like the Scream movies. I wanted to like it more than I did. We've talked about it in other streams, but I won't get into. Yeah, that's a great post. But we could probably get. I've gone into more on other streams, but I won't give away. I've already accidentally given away spoilers on another thing. I won't give away spoilers here, but I will just say, there's a lot of times in this movie where the characters seem immortal, and that it annoys me. And we've talked about it. But yeah, and then I wasn't. It's just not a I like all the actions involved. There's some decisions, and then some plot holes in there where I'm like, okay, I know you're trying to make things make sense, but it kind of doesn't. But yeah, that bugs me a little bit. I still had a good time. I still thought it was good acting, and then but again, and then it's unfortunate because it seems like for not because they're probably just going to go in the same direction they were going prior to this new crew coming in. But I liked it enough. But I'm going to go B.
But does this movie also have Kyle Gallner in it? I can't remember. Is he in this?
No, he was in Scream 5.
Oh, 5. Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of a low key king of horror. Yeah, he's been in a lot because he's in the Smile movies.
He's in both Smile movies.
Which I forgot about until I rewatched Smile. I was like, oh, there's that guy from Strange Darling.
He was also in The Passenger, which is on this list too, and that's
I've kind of made it known these radio silence movies. I'm not as high on as everybody else. I just think they've kind of taken a weird tone with the movie that's just to me not in line with the early Craven stuff, and I'm just not vibing with it as much. I technically they're still very good. There's good performances. There's still some decent twists and turns. I thought this movie, again, I won't really spoil anything, but could have taken a really interesting turn with the opening scene and done something different, and then they don't pull the trigger on it. And I was disappointed that they didn't do it. It just kind of is the same old. Like Richie said, there's characters in this movie that take an absolute beating that should be fatal and put a Band-Aid on it, just a little boo-boo. No problem. We're fine running around at the end of the movie. And that annoys me. I just feel like this franchise, to me personally, is running out of gas a little bit, and they really need to do something to kind of freshen it up. I don't feel like they use the New York setting like they could have. I mean, it's one subway sequence and a bodega, and really it could have been set anywhere. It uses about as much as Jason Takes Manhattan for me, and you could have done something cool with it. So I didn't really see the point. So I'm in that kind of. It's still a good movie overall. I can't crap on it. So I'm in that same sort of low B territory with it.
You could have done a trap thing where Ghostface is going through Madison Square Garden or something. You know what I mean?
Madison Square Garden, put him on the Staten Island Ferry. Run across the Brooklyn Bridge. Do something with it.
Running up the Empire State Building. The stairs.
Yeah, do something. Throw somebody off a skyscraper. I don't know. Do something to make it stand out, and they just don't. It was kind of disappointing.
So I actually really do like this Scream movie. There's another Scream movie on the list I actually kind of like more than this, but this one. It is fun, and they are trying something different with the New York setting. I mean, they do a few things. They do the subway stuff. They do a New York apartment and the bodega and that kind of stuff. But yeah, ultimately though, there are a fair amount of issues. The Dermot Mulroney stuff, whatever he's doing doesn't even make sense. I don't know, but it was cool. They brought back Hayden Panettiere. She's kind of fun to see back. I don't think Melissa Barrera is really a leading actress right now. Maybe she could work on her stuff and become a little better. She's almost there, but not quite to me. But Jenna Ortega definitely is, and yeah, there's enough stuff. I mean, you had Courtney Cox in there just to kind of tie it in. I mean, kind of what they do with her is weird, but yeah, and the whole the people that get stabbed an ungodly amount of times and they still survive. It's kind of like a weird or the wounds they have and they just just walk away, So it's interesting, but I still really like it because I'm a huge Scream fan. So I will give it an A.
Okay. Chris, Scream 6.
So I really like these movies a lot. I remember having a awesome time in theaters. There were definitely some issues with it, but overall, I really feel like this series just gets better and better. And I know I'm in a hot take, obviously, with that. But yeah, I just have a lot of fun with these, and I think it's the best one yet. I'm excited to see maybe what they do with the next one. We'll see. Yeah. So S tier for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
See where this goes. Wolf.
Well, I would be excited to see what they do with the next one if they didn't get rid of literally Jenna Ortega and Melissa Barrera's characters and such, and just completely like threw them out the window. And now it's like
the Fab Five or whatever they're so, or the Fab Four, or they had some yeah.
Like, I mean, I'd have to see like what they're planning to do with the plot, but anyone who knows me knows I'm a huge Scream fan. Like, Scream's been a part of my life for a long time. It got me into horror. So it's my favorite horror franchise. But these Radio Silence movies, it's like my heart loves them, but my mind tells me that they're actually not that great. Like, there's a lot of things in here that
my mind's telling me no.
That's
my body's telling me yes. I'm glad to know even musically Richie and I vibe on the same thing.
But yeah, this one, I think I was just mostly disappointed in the fact that they were like, this time, this one's different. And
no, it's
like,
not. Same thing.
And I was like, they literally
You're
made
a liar.
that like a huge part of their advertising campaign. It's this time, this one's different.
It would have been if they would have
like,
went with something in the opening scene that they don't go with.
And then they were like, oh no, see, we're different, guys, because we have 3 killers this time. So it's just like, okay, no, that's not different enough for me.
You did a
spoilers.
Oh, I was okay. This film has been out for like over a year.
It doesn't matter.
It's still new enough, I think.
But like, you've had if people are interested, they've had time to see it by now, and it's great. Like, it's part of a major franchise.
I avoided spoilers.
Well, no more.
All right, I'm just saying for
you did. I don't care.
Okay, but no, but it's yeah, and also the fact that like no one died in this movie too. That was another thing too. That was like a big factor.
Oh my god! Spoilers! Just stop talking.
Spoilers!
I didn't know that's bad.
Seriously, stop.
You know the ending where like the cousin comes walking, like, wait a minute, what?
Like House of Wax, 1953. I'd never fucking seen it. Yeah.
But that's like 60 years ago.
Yeah, that's way past spoiler territory. If it's,
all right, well, stop talking. What's your grade? All right,
my grade is a B for it.
Okay, okay, fine.
But I do appreciate. I was just gonna throw in that they use different like eras of the Scream mask. You can tell how worn it is by like what like movie and era it came from. That was cool.
True.
Okay. All right. So it'll be right around here. All right. Let's move on. So JPO had Scream 6. Richie, what's your final regular round pick before we get to this speed round here?
I'm gonna shit on movie 2 because I'm being too nice. I think I got it. All right. So there's 3 here we're gonna choose from. Two are from the same director. But one is the worst. But I don't know. I can't let this director just slightly because I don't know where Pez is gonna go. I don't know if he's gonna champion a movie. I don't know if he's gonna shit a movie. So I'm gonna go with Halloween Ends. Hated this Halloween. No. This movie sucks. It's a terrible cap off to an okay trilogy.
Where are you going with it? Or F. Okay, gotcha. All right.
Jeez.
A terrible cap off to it was an okay trilogy. I mean, I wasn't a fan of Halloween Kills, but there's enough there. But man, this is a terrible cap off to what was in right trilogy. Yeah, just like you start off, you just randomly introduce a new character. Just in your last movie. All right, cool. And like everyone doesn't like him because he accidentally kills his he's babysitting, accidentally kills a kid, which is not even supposed. It's incidentally a comical scene, just the way he dies. I start laughing. And I'm like, I don't think I'm supposed to be laughing here, but yeah, it's just like it's just weird. And then like Michael Myers, he's portrayed as like, oh, he's going to be he's more powerful. Like at the end of Halloween Kills, he's like portrayed as more powerful. He's more powerful. So what they do in Halloween Ends, he's weak and he's just like in a bunker, like hidden in a bunker the whole time, and he's barely, you hardly ever see him, and then it's all about this other kid, and then it's like, and then there's something, it's stupid, and then the whole crux of the thing is like, like you want to see the big showdown between Laurie and Michael Myers, and like the film seems hell bent on the holding off on that and not even bridging it for the whole time. Like it opens right where like she's been the first movie. It makes it out like she's obviously being consumed by Michael. She's very Laurie's very depressed. She's very she's very isolated. Because she's traumatized by it. Second movie, the same thing. She spends most of the time in the hospital bed. Third movie, she's upbeat and happy, and she shouldn't be. Then in the last movie, her daughter just got murdered. I don't understand why you'd be happy. So tonally, this movie's way off. It does not. It's just a bad cap off to a trilogy, and I'm just baffled as to what I was watching. And I don't think David Gordon Green can direct horror movies. Well, you might get to that later on. I don't know where. Like I said, I don't know where Pez is going, but that's the director I was talking about. He starts directing horror, I think, because man, his horror output's not great, and this movie sucks. So F.
All right.
Well, if you saw our Halloween rankings we did on Chad Webb's channel when we ranked that, Richie, you would know my thoughts on this movie, but that was a little while back. Yeah. I fucking hate Halloween Ends. I think it's one of the shittiest conclusions of a franchise or a trilogy or whatever you want to call it out there. No, you're spot on. The character motivations are insane in this movie. Laurie is chilled and laid back and zenned out, even though Michael's still alive and out there and killed his daughter at the end of the last movie. That makes no goddamn sense whatsoever. She should be more terrified than ever that her family members have died, and more on edge. Doesn't make any sense. Halloween, the rise of Corey, this character we've never met in any of the previous two movies, that if you had introduced him in one of the other movies or we had started his storyline, maybe it would make a little sense. It'd be a little interesting, but the fact you can't just throw that out there when you've been building all the marketing. By the way, none of the marketing showed Corey at all. He wasn't even in the marketing. This is a complete swerve when you go watch this movie, that it's all about this kid who has nothing to do with the movies, and it's not even a good payoff. Like, it's ridiculous. The final fight is stupid. They just have a dumb kitchen fight and it's over. There's stuff that was set up in the previous movies that doesn't pay off with Will Patton, with the black sheriff guy. Like, none of those guys have encounters with Michael. Nothing gets paid off. It's one of the worst conclusions to a trilogy or a franchise I've ever seen. It's an absolute F tier. I hated Halloween Ends, and I just hate it more and more the more I think about it. Because I liked Halloween 2018, and I liked Halloween Kills. I like both of them. I liked where it was leading, and they shit the bed. Hated it. So, yeah. Jordan?
Well, strap in, because I love this movie, so get ready. Because the thing is, I hated Halloween Kills. I hated that. The evil dies tonight. Like, how many times you got to say that in a goddamn movie? It's like,
go watch the drinking game. You'll find out.
Yeah.
We did.
It's annoying. They have annoying character. I don't like Michael C. Hall, so I'm glad that they got rid of like most of that, and they kind of went in a slightly new direction. And for me, it actually works because I don't mind having like a prodigy guy. This is the killer that's been around for so many years, for like 30 years or 40 or whatever it is. And so like there's like people that just have like really glommed onto this character. I mean, and so
I don't mind that, but introduce him in the first movie.
Introduce him in the first movie, in the first of the trilogy. You got to set that up. You can't build to Laurie versus Michael
in this movie because they don't want the movie to be all about that. They just want the final one. I don't know. So, and I don't mind it being different levels and like nuances, and I think it gets a little deeper, like nuances to Michael Myers and that character, and you get to see like a happier Laurie, but then like in the end you get to see like the them sort of face off. I mean, yeah, like I understand it's not as like what like a lot of fans want that are diehard fans. I'm like a semi fan of the Halloween franchise. Like I do think the originals might be the best horror movie ever made, but then like I don't love all the ones in between. Some of them I do, but yeah, like I just have a really fun time, and I'm not going to spoil the ending, but the end when you get to the very end, right before the credits, like there's a satisfying part to me that just like really works, and I was like, good. I'm actually really glad that they went there, and I don't know, like I just have fun because it's a slow build and more of a psychological kind of thing that's going on, and I have fun with it. You know what? I had it at an A, but because you guys have it so low, I'm gonna bump it up to an S. I'm gonna say S for Halloween Kills, because I think that movie ruled, and I loved it. So yeah.
Oh my god.
So far that's averaging out to like a high D, a low C. So,
Chris.
So I like this trilogy a lot, and I really did not hate Halloween Ends as much as you guys did. But I do think, does it belong in S tier? No. But did I have a hell of a lot of fun with it in theaters? Did I like sort of where they went with it? Certainly. There were some things I didn't necessarily buy as much, but at the same time, I didn't hate that they didn't introduce this character like in the middle of it. I feel like obviously he's been alive long enough, you're going to have people idolizing him.
Yeah.
Like he's a larger than life god who, well, a horrible person who's murdered a whole bunch of people. So you're going to have people that deify him and make him larger than life. Like it kind of makes sense. And we even kind of set up this universe where, you know, they've even sort of made him larger than life. So we have it set up where, okay, it kind of makes sense. So we have someone that comes along that idolizes him and goes off the rails. I love that aspect. I thought it was interesting. I thought it was a cool way to take this movie. But it's definitely not as bad as everyone makes it out to be. I think it's definitely an A for me.
Yeah. Wolf. All right. Well, Wolf.
All right. So, just a man of unpopular opinions here, because Austin knows that I am actually a big fan of Halloween Ends. So here we go. Here is my reason. All right. So yes, was he not introduced in the other ones? Sure, but I feel like if we would have introduced him to the first one, in the first one, it would have made the theme of this less impactful. Maybe the second one, yes, but like
he needs to be introduced. You can't make this is not a satisfying finale. It's not. You can't admit that it's a satisfying finale.
But
you
cannot say that. But the actual story that this is conveying, the themes that this is conveying, is the same themes that Joker was conveying. It's not the same, so it's not like unique, because it's the same themes that Joker was saying about like how society can make someone just snap and go mad all of a sudden. The way society treats other people, the way that they will just completely like make assumptions about someone or do something.
Make that movie and don't call it Halloween Ends.
That kind of thing. And but I'm just saying that was something that was really interesting to me. I thought that was a really interesting direction, and I personally found it more interesting to make Michael Myers seem more almost human. No,
but the problem is in the second one that they say he's getting more powerful. With
each kill, he's getting more powerful.
Yeah, and the second one's stupid.
Kills an entire mob.
He kills a mob, and he's unstoppable. Yeah.
And within a couple of years, he becomes a frail old man who's in the.
They should have never said it made him more powerful.
It did.
Yes, they did. Laurie's final monologue when she's in the bed says he's getting stronger with each kill.
And they show it.
They show that. Yes,
and they show it.
Yeah. But the second one was stupid. All right, this whole trilogy went from like the first one being okay to then the second one being a pile of dog shit.
Yeah,
this one being like actually good for me. Like, it was actually interesting with what it was trying to convey, with the themes I was trying to convey here. I thought it was really deep and personal. Like he made a type of film for different kind of people. Like he made the first one's for like your social commentary kind of fans, the second one's for just your slasher kind of, just want to see him gut people.
And the third
and all
one's
that
made
stuff.
for nobody.
And then the third one's made for your kind of more
It's made for these
artsy
three.
kind of.
You can't say that. Half the group
people.
loves it.
God,
So
me.
yeah,
Jesus
You really think
Christ.
this is the last one, even though it says ends? It's not going
For
to be
this storyline, yes, because David Gordon Green is on the outs right now with everybody in the horror community. Yeah, he is.
but,
He's gone.
but just because of how
final.
vicious y'all were on this, I'm not going to be as crazy as Jordan, but I'm still going to say like an A tier because this is like my third. Because I'm not super high on this franchise as a whole, but this might be like my third favorite Halloween film.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think it's my third favorite too.
Yeah.
JPO, can you?
All right, so I feel like Ghostbusters all over again. Not Ghostbusters, Beetlejuice all over again. I'm going to be the man in the middle here and say I'm on neither side of the war here. I agree with a lot of what the bad side said though. Here, it's a very jarring end of a trilogy. You introduce this new character, you make it about him. This felt like it would have been maybe a good fourth movie. You know what I mean? Like kill Michael Myers and then show how the town reacts in a fourth movie. If you ever did that, that would be kind of cool here. Mm-hmm. It's a very jarring end to focus on him, to undo what you did. Like he's killing, firemen at the beginning. He's killing that whole mob at the end who just beat the shit out of him. He fucking Braun Strowman's out of it and kills everybody Goldberg style. It's, and then all of a sudden now fucking Corey or whatever the fuck his name is defeating him in a one-on-one fight. Like, huh? Yeah. All right. So, and also too, even besides that, like the kill with the shitty high school students, they're all dumb. So it's not even like that smart afterwards. Yeah. This franchise felt like it was always made by different people in each installment. Like I'm surprised to hear not that David Gordon Green actually directed all three of these, because it felt like a different person kept taking over and changing shit. And I just looked at the writers. Every movie did have a different third or fourth writer. It's always McBride and Gordon, and then someone different. So I always felt like there was just different ideas in all of these. There's a good movie in here somewhere, but it's a weird end of a trilogy. It's a C for me. I'm in the middle.
Well, with that, that's going to put it right in the middle. So,
hey, we got to see.
Well, it's kind of indicative of the horror community because, man, if you're part of like horror Facebook groups or like, horror fan, whatever, it's like somebody brings up Halloween Ends and it's literally like a shitstorm in the comments where it's just like fucking worst Halloween movie, worst finale. And the other people are like, it's a fucking masterpiece. It's fucking
it's a polarizing film. And we saw it tonight.
Weird. It's weird. Yeah, it's weird. All right, what are we going next? Okay, to me. I'll bring up one that was my favorite horror movie of 2022. I know I might be in the minority on that. I've been trying to champion this movie. So, I mean, I know it's probably not going to end up in the S tier, but I just wanted to talk about it real quick. I want to talk about Hellraiser from 2022, the Hulu film. And yeah, a really solid direction here. It kind of a soft reboot of the franchise. I mean, I just think I really liked the kind of atmosphere of the movie. Again, a ton of practical effects in this one. All the set design was all practical. So when you see the walls splitting apart and the streets splitting apart, all done practically. Really great makeup, as we've seen. Some of the devices people are wearing. All the actual practical stuff is great. I really like Jamie Clayton as kind of the new Pinhead. David Bruckner, really solid kind of new emerging horror director who did The Ritual. He did a little bit of Southbound. He's been tooling around for a while in some of the VHS movies. Just really, really good stuff. I was just surprised at how I got wound up into the atmosphere and the creepiness of everything, and just really got engaged with the story of this person suffering with addiction and kind of playing into the trauma of that. So I just want to champion the movie. I know other people may not be as high as me, but I was absolutely blown away by it, and I've seen it a couple of times now. So just want to champion Hellraiser, and I'll see what happens. Yeah, Jordan.
Well, I wanted to really like it, and I thought that like visually, like it looked cool, but other than that, I didn't really like it that much. Like I do think that it should have been in theaters, but I don't know.
It absolutely should have been in theaters. It's a major franchise.
Yeah.
It was a rewrite. It was really great in theater.
Yeah, but
if you didn't like it, why do you care if it's in theaters? You didn't even like it.
Just because of the visuals, like I would like to see that on this the big screen, probably. But like overall, I just thought it was very convoluted. Like it just didn't make a lot of sense to me. Like there's like 15 steps to going through this little like the little cube thing and to get through the house, and it's moving and it's turning and it's going all different directions. Then you have a plot with like the rich guy that's like he's like in it and then he's not for a while, and then he comes back and you're just like, what the frick, and what's even going on? I was just confused. I just don't know. Like like maybe if I watch it a second time, 'cause I only saw it once, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to go back to that, but like maybe if I did, I might be able to understand it a little more and make heads or tails of it. I just didn't really understand like what was even happening half the time or what was going on. So maybe that's just me and my feeble little mind that didn't get it. I don't know, but yeah. So for me, that just kind of puts it right in the middle. I put it at a C for me. So
Chris, have you seen Hellraiser?
I have not, but I definitely want to check it out for sure.
All right, yeah. Wolf, I can't remember exactly what you said on that wrap-up show we did that year, so refresh me.
Yeah, no, I watched Hellraiser, and you're about to raise some hell because I'm not a big fan of this franchise, but
I'm not either. I only like the first two in this one.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. So this one I thought was definitely. I didn't think it was like great or anything, but I did think it was definitely a step up for this franchise, and it was really dumb that Hulu didn't put this in theaters. Like this and Prey.
And Prey the same year should have both been in theaters.
And also that like no one will save you movie, like that could have been in theaters really cool. Like they're doing all these movies that should be in theaters, just dumping them straight to Hulu. Like it's kind of insane. So yeah, I think I think it's a good like lower A for me. But yeah.
Yeah. JPO, you check this one out?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's funny you said that I don't like anything but the first two. Does anyone like any of the other ones?
There are some Hellraiser 3 fans because it gets kind of batshit crazy.
Oh,
like
I actually don't mind 3 actually. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, from there it's
Henry Cavill. It's someone significant in one.
Henry Cavill was in the 6th one, I believe.
It's definitely been an ASAC question. Yeah, Henry Cavill's an alumni. Adam Scott too is an alumni. That's about it. There's not many noticeable people in those early ones.
Yeah.
But no, this was a big surprise. Like you said, you're never quite sure with Hellraiser. You know, there hasn't been a good one in a while. But no, I thought this was actually really dope. I enjoyed this a lot. Again, the effects were cool. I don't mind the actors and the performances in here. So yeah, I had a good time. I'd say an A. I don't think it's S tier level, but it's definitely enjoyable and worth checking out for sure.
Gotcha. Richie, have you seen this one?
I haven't got around. Yeah, I haven't got around to it yet. I think I'm not sure exactly where to watch it in Australia to work it out because sometimes the Hulu ones are here go to Disney Plus. So I just can't imagine Hellraiser being
probably Disney Plus. That'd be weird.
I think it's probably on somewhere. I'd imagine it's out somewhere, but I just have a look. But yeah, and just quickly, if Happy Gilmore 2 doesn't at least get like a Glass Onion release type of thing, then they're crazy. They're leaving money on the table.
Yeah, you're leaving money on the table for Adam Sandler. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Jordan, what's your final regular pick before we go to the Hail Mary round?
Yeah, so I want to talk about a very recent one that really surprised me. I want to talk about Speak No Evil. So, that movie I thought was just really, really good. And James McAvoy, man, he is given just a powerhouse performance, and he always does. Like he might be like as far as pure talented actors in like the top 10 of what we have working today. He's like so good, and like it's weird that they remade this movie so quickly, but from what I've heard, they improve upon it quite a bit. And yeah, like you think the movie's going one way, and then it goes kind of a different way, but you kind of know something's gonna go awry. But like how it all plays out, it's just like really, really cool, and like just all the performances. I even like Mackenzie Davis. I think she's pretty good in it, and just like seeing the way that the two families interact, and like with the kids, and like when you find out what's really going on, all that stuff. It's just really really interesting, and then like the setting, I really dig because it feels very isolated and that kind of thing, and then near the end it just gets batshit crazy and it's fun. So yeah, I'm gonna say S tier for Speak No Evil. So Chris, that's what you guys think. So Chris, what do you say?
I'm gonna have to abstain because I haven't seen it.
Oh, I think you would love it. Wolf.
Well, this is a rare case where I will speak plenty of evil about the original, but I will speak no evil about this new remake. So, because this one was truly, actually, a very thank you. I'll be here all week. This is one of those rare cases where the remake is actually better than the original for me, because the original, like, God, it pissed me off with the parents and everything, that like the decisions that they made were so asinine. And this one, yeah, sure, the dad's still putz and all this stuff, and you still get some weird decisions in there, but overall, at least there's actually something that happens at the end. Like, this is like, there's actual like stakes involved. Like, this is definitely more intense and more interesting. And James McAvoy is just brilliant, like so brilliant in this. And then the one girl's name, I can never like pronounce it properly, but she was like in The Nightingale and from Stop Motion this year as well. And
like
Demeter,
Aisling,
something like that. But she's like really great in this too. The whole cast is excellent. So I thought it was actually a really solid movie. So I think I'm gonna go like a lower, like a high B, lower A. So it's somewhere like a low A as well.
Okay. Yeah. JPO, did you see this one in theaters? Check it out.
No, yeah, I was able to check this one out here. I had a good time. I'm only familiar with this one. Haven't seen the original, so I have no comparison. I'd heard about it. And yeah, no, I enjoyed it. Again, McAvoy's another one that between like this and Split, always giving it his all, top notch performance. Yeah, shit's about to hit the fan. Shit finally does. It's quite entertaining. So yeah, I think an A. I'll give it an A.
All right, Richie.
Yeah, I like this. I like the film a lot. I think it lives and dies on McAvoy's performance here, and I think he's sort of. We know from Split he knows how to play like creepy, and I think it's sort of like Blink Twice. You're just waiting for shit to hit the fan. They get to it. they get to it a lot quicker, which is good. But yeah, there's still a lot of build up. But yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I mean, there is again, I haven't seen the French one for 2022, but there still are character decisions where I'm sort of scratching my head, especially Scoot McNair's character, who's a pussy. But yeah, so like, dude, your life's in danger. Just run. Don't worry about it anyway. It doesn't quite get an S tier for me. There's other ones that I will probably nominate my Hail Mary that I think are more deserving of S tier, but I think it's a solid A.
Yeah, I'm in that solid A category. Yeah, just it's definitely a showcase for McAvoy again, which I'm fine with, because he's great when he's on, and with the Split and Glass, things like that. I was engaged the whole time. Kind of not necessarily figuring the movie out, because I called sort of a family dynamic thing before the movie started that I was correct on pretty quickly. But still good revelations and some good tension. So yeah, no, it's like a solid A tier movie. It's worth checking out.
Yeah. So I nominated it for.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
I said S tier. So okay, so it's probably like mid to high A. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like mid A. It's like kind of right in here somewhere. All right, so well, that'll do it. So we'll go to our Hail Mary round. If you don't know how this works, been a while since we did one of these, Jordan. I was gonna say, because I haven't been on these TV ones, so it's been a while since I've done a tier. But yeah, what we'll do is if there's anything left on the list that you guys want to shout out, either for S tier or high A, not necessarily the lower tiers, but the kind of upper tiers, anything you still want to shout out. Throw it out there. I'll be looking for those crossovers. So anything that gets more than one vote, I'll write those down, and we will do some speed kind of rapid fire voting for those and see if anything else ends up in that S tier. Because right now we've only got 7 so far, so there's definitely potential here. Or if not, stuff gets scooted up from the A tier. So we'll see.
How many can we do?
We up to 10, I would say. 10's the limit is what I go for. But as far as the shout outs, so we'll go around the horn. If anybody needs a second to look over their list or write it down.
Just go down a bit.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. Go ahead.
Yeah. Some of us are prepared.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm not.
I already have my list.
I have mine as well. But
I have my list.
I'll give these guys a second if you want to see some things. Kind of scroll a little bit. I know it's not going to be on there. Founders Day, Imaginary, Tarot,
Exorcist Believer.
Exorcist Believer. Yeah, a couple.
When I put the list together, I had
not a believer in that. Really.
highly rated ones, but Austin was like, "Well, they're known franchise. We got to have a few bad ones." So.
You gotta have some bad stuff in there, man. It's a tier ranker. You gotta have stuff to fill out the lower tiers too, man. Like it can't all be, all highly rated stuff.
Yeah.
Got 5. I'll probably put up.
Yeah, I've got 4 or 5. I don't have a ton, but I've got a few. So, all right. But whoever's ready, I'll start with first. So anybody who is ready, JPO, hit me, JPO. What you got?
All right,
just go slowly so I can kind of acknowledge and then write it down.
Just give me whenever you're done.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, A Quiet Place Day 1.
Yes, sir.
The First Omen.
First Omen. All right.
Late Night with the Devil.
Late Night with the Devil. All right.
Scream 5. I refuse to call it 2022.
Scream 5. Yeah, it's on there. All right.
Knock at the Cabin.
Knock at the Cabin. Okay.
No One Will Save You.
No One Will Save. Okay, sounds good.
Smile.
Smile. All right. And yep.
The Black Phone.
Black Phone. Okay.
Deadstream.
Deadstream. All right.
And then after this, if you want to know if I have any more, the answer is nope.
Nope. Okay. Well, perfect. That's the final one to end on. So there you go. All right. Who else is ready? Wolf, you ready?
Got mine too.
Yeah, I'm ready for mine as well. So
okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Late Night with the Devil.
Late Night. Okay.
Mad God.
Mad God. All right.
Beau is Afraid.
Beau is Afraid. Okay.
Long Legs.
Long Legs. Got it.
No One Will Save You.
No one. Okay.
Deadstream.
Deadstream. Okay.
Bodies.
Oh God.
No.
y'all didn't get that movie. Okay.
All right. Just wait. All right. Anyways, go ahead.
We're a younger generation.
And then it Lives Inside.
Okay.
Or It's What's Inside. That's what it's supposed to
I was gonna say it's Live Inside the Hindu movie.
No,
it's What's Inside. Okay.
Yeah,
okay. The recent Netflix.
It was kind of good though.
Yeah.
It lives inside.
It was. Yeah, both of them are really good.
All
right. Pearl.
All right.
And then Nope.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Chris,
I'll go. I am ready.
Yeah,
I got you. Let me go to Chris first, then I'll come back up the list. I promise.
I got
Chris. Yeah. Well, keep it under 10 if you can. So,
Yep.
all right. What you got?
So, Smile.
Okay.
Abigail. A Last Voyage of the Dementor.
Hang on. Give me a second to write them down. Hang on.
Okay, sorry.
Gotta make sure we get counted in case there's crossovers. Okay. Go ahead.
Trap.
Okay.
The Pope's Exorcist.
Really? Okay. All right. Sure.
A Quiet Place Day 1.
Okay.
Late Night with the Devil.
Late Night. All right.
Nope. And Renfield.
Okay. All right. Richie, I'll scoot back up to you before we go to me. What you got?
All right. Pearl.
Okay.
X.
Okay.
Smile.
All right.
Megan.
Megan. M3. Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Knock at the Cabin.
Cabin. Okay.
Beau is Afraid.
Okay.
Long Legs.
All right.
Trap.
And
Quiet Place Day 1.
Okay. Sounds good.
All
right.
M3 in a movie that's the first one. That's what I don't get about M3. Sorry.
Well, and it's funny because it's going to be M3 2.0 is going to be the sequel. So that's gonna be
And
weird.
then if they make a third one, now they can't call it M3 again. So
yeah,
they
can.
Yeah. All right. So I will go mostly stuff that's already been said. So I will go Knock at the Cabin. I will go Pearl. Last Voyage of the Demeter. Long Legs. No One Will Save You. And Terrifier 2, I'll shout out because it was a vast improvement from the original.
Yeah.
So, all right. That's mostly it, I believe. Oh, Late Night with the Devil I would have on my list as well. So, but it's already going to get crossed over, so that's fine.
Yeah.
All right, Jordan, what you got?
Yeah, so I've got here. Let's see. I've got A Quiet Place Day 1.
Okay. I'm not even gonna write it down anymore because I've already got crossover, so we're voting on it for sure. I try to now I've been trying to circle them as they get more than one, just so as we go. That way, if it's already got shout out, we're good. But you can still shout it out, obviously.
Yeah. And then I have Nope.
Okay.
I have Scream 2022 on there.
That's Scream 5. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay.
Let's see. I have Ghostbusters Frozen Empire on there. Let's see. I have X.
Okay.
I have Beau's Afraid.
All right.
I have Pearl. I have Azrael.
Okay.
Should really only bring up 2 more to make 10, but I got 3 that I could do.
Yeah. That's fine. Just throw them out there. We'll see.
Well, let's do Trap, Immaculate, and No One Will Save You for those 3.
Okay, so some of those have already been shouted out, so that's fine. All right, sounds good. All right, you guys give me just a second to tally up and write down for my chart the ones that we will go over very quickly. So give me just a second to talk amongst yourselves, and I'll be with you in just a second. So
yeah.
I was almost tempted to put Azrael in there, but then I realized I didn't have Nope on the list, and I was like, oh shoot, I have to have Nope on there.
Yeah,
I had to take that out. And
that's really good if you haven't seen it.
It was great, I still need to see Sting. That's on who? That's on who?
Yeah, I need to see Sting.
Yeah, I Fun Creature for sure. I liked it. Yeah.
I saw it maybe for a mystery movie. They might have shown it for that.
I saw it for the mystery movie, and then it didn't come out at the same theater. I saw it at the mystery movie.
I know enough about Steve Gordon where I don't really look at it.
Speaking of Melissa Barrera, I watched Your Monster as the mystery movie this last mystery movie, and if y'all are talking about Melissa Barrera not being a great lead, I'll tell you what, she's straight up bad in that movie, straight up bad. Her performance, it is golly, she's terrible.
I can't tell if you meant Michael Jackson bad or what.
Yeah,
I'm bad in the mountain.
She's a bad mother. Yeah.
The movie wasn't bad as a whole. It's just her performance was not good.
Okay. I think I'm almost ready. I'm just double checking my list, making sure I got everything.
What was that horror movie that came out this weekend that you were going to see, Wolf? Maybe. What was that one?
The horror movie that came out this weekend?
Was there one that you were talking about going to see, but you didn't have enough time or something? Was that a horror movie?
Smile 2?
No, you're just talking about it. You were going to see it. It's a one-word title. I was trying to look up in the chat what you were just talking about with Ross.
Conclave is not a horror movie.
Conclave is not a horror movie. That's a thriller.
Oh, it's not.
Isn't that a pope?
No, it's about replacing a pope. It's not a.
Oh, I thought that it was
no.
One of those
It's about people collaborating to nominate a new pope. Yeah, it has nothing to do with horror.
It's like a political thriller.
Like Pope's Exorcist type movie because the
no, it's not the Pope's Exorcist. Okay, all right.
More boring. Never mind. I'll skip.
All right, guys, we are ready. We've got 14, but we'll blaze through them. Obviously, this is just going to be rapid fire voting. So, literally, just give me a letter grade for all these, and we'll just go in the same order each time, just to keep it consistent. So, Chris, we'll start with Trap. M. Night Shyamalan.
So Trap definitely was one of those I was kind of hoping it was going to be good.
Rapid fire voting. Okay. We were just voting.
So S.
Yeah. Just letter grades. We're in the speed round.
Right.
Just letter grades.
Yeah.
Wolf.
It's a trap. I'll say B.
B. All right. JPO Trap.
Yeah.
When I was a young boy, my father took me to the city. He said, "Son, one day you'll be on T-Rex. He'll tell you to hurry the fuck up."
Hey, only little grade.
What's that?
A B and then boy.
B. All right, sounds good. Richie.
A is an apple.
All right, I'll go A. Jordan.
A is in app. A.
Okay. All right. Let me find it on the tiering here. So
I was worse than all of my puns. I just have to say that. Like, that was terrible.
All right. So trap will be kind of right in there somewhere. We'll go. We'll do the double here because they tie in. So let's go X, and then we'll go Pearl. Chris, X.
X is S.
Yes. All right. Wolf.
A.
JPO.
B.
Okay. Richie.
A.
I'll go A. Jordan.
I'll say S.
Okay, so it'll be kind of near the top of A. We'll see. It might have a chance. We'll see what kind of plays out here. All right, it'll be kind of near Barbarian, bones and all. All right, Emma. What's that?
But X has to go next to Saw X, right?
Well, if it gets up there, we'll see.
Yeah.
So X still has 3 S's as of right now and some other stuff. So it's on the chopping block. We'll see. All right, we'll go to Pearl. We'll go to the prequel. Chris?
I actually can't say I've seen it. I need to.
Can't see it. Okay. Wolf? Pearl?
A.
JPO?
B.
Richie?
S.
I'll go S. Jordan?
I'll say A, but I'm glad nobody brought up Maxine because I fucking hated that movie. Hated it.
Yeah, talk about a week into a trilogy.
Yeah.
So X and Pearl end up right next to each other because they
All right.
basically have almost the same votes there. Okay. All right. We'll go to Nope with Jordan Peele. Chris.
S.
Okay. Wolfman.
A.
Okay. JPO.
S.
S. Okay. Richie.
I haven't gotten around to it yet.
I'll go B. Jordan.
I'll say S.
Okay, so it's 3, 1, and 1. So it might be kind of slightly above Saw X. So we'll see. It's still kind of on the border, but we'll see what happens here.
But I didn't love Nope the first time I saw it, but I went back a second time, and that's when I loved it.
All right.
I don't know. There's just more to like figure out with that movie.
One for earlier this year. We'll go Late Night with the Devil. Chris.
I was very late. S.
S. Okay. Wolf.
A.
JPO.
S.
Richie.
Clearly, I'm the haven't seen guy tonight. I need to see it.
I'll go
Glad
S.
you're here, Richie.
Jordan.
I'll go with a B.
B. Okay, so it's the exact same as Nope. So it might be hanging on, or maybe at the bottom of the list. We'll see.
Yeah.
But the same scores as Nope.
But at the top of my list until a bunch of other horror movies came out. So
okay. We'll go with the Hulu movie. They got enough crossovers. No One Will Save You, the alien invasion movie. Chris.
I haven't actually seen it.
Haven't seen it. Wolf.
A.
Okay. JPO.
S.
S. Richie.
I haven't seen it.
S. I loved it. Jordan.
I'll say A for A, you guys. A.
Okay. All right, so 2 and 2, so it's kind of around X-Pro territory, something like that. Barbarian. Actually, it's exactly the same as Barbarian, I believe. 2 and 2, so same as Barbarian. Okay, we'll go. It got 2 votes. I probably won't get very far, but Last Voyage of the Demeter. Chris.
I'm gonna go with S.
Okay. Wolf.
B.
Okay. JPO. You seen it?
Yeah, B.
B. Okay. Richie.
I'm gonna go with haven't seen it.
Oh, come on, Richie.
Really surprised.
I'll go as the strong A. I like that director.
Some
Jordan.
people like horror.
I didn't like it really at all. Sorry, D.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
What?
Jeez.
Solid
Just
as
too
that.
period PC and just too generic for me. I don't know.
What too
It was in
Period.
PC.
And I don't love
Period.
that.
PC.
Oh my gosh, you're one of those
All right.
kids.
Okay. All right. We are going down to A Quiet Place Day 1, another fairly recent one. Chris.
S.
Okay. Wolf.
B.
B.
Yeah. No,
JPO?
What were we talking about?
Quiet Place Day 1.
Oh, S.
Okay. Richie.
A.
I'll go B. Weakest of the 3.
Hmm.
Jordan.
Yep.
I'll say S.
Okay.
But I know why Chris and JPO loved it, because it had a cat that meant something in the movie.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
kitty cat was adorable.
And what
It
does
had
she
a
want?
kitty
Wanted a
cat.
piece of pizza.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
She's my queen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kitty.
Yeah.
All right, so it's about the
Yep.
same as
Pussy and
about the
pizza.
same. About the same as Late Night with the Devil, so it'll be right in there. So we're filling it out, but just kind of barely. We'll see what happens. Got a few more to go. Let's go. Beau is Afraid will be next with Joaquin Phoenix. Chris?
Sorry, what was that?
Beau is Afraid.
I have not seen it.
Okay. Wolf?
My first S of this round. S.
Okay. JPO, Beau is Afraid.
My first B in like a round or two. B.
Okay. Richie?
A.
I'll give it an A. Slow of middle, but I like the rest of it. Jordan?
My fifth A.
Okay. So it'll be kind of mid A
I'm
tier.
surprised Jordan would give it an S. Okay.
He liked it. He liked all the shit in the middle that I thought was really slow in the woods. That shit took
I
forever.
love the second part. Yeah.
But I like the first act and the third act. All right, Scream 5 or Scream 2022. Stop naming shit.
Should have been called 5 Cream.
Yeah.
Just call it Scream. Just call it Scream 5.
Yeah.
All right, Chris.
A.
Okay. Wolf.
Yeah, I'll go A.
Okay. JPO, Scream 5.
S for Scream 5.
Okay. All right, Reggie.
A for they're gonna get me.
I do like it more than 6, so I'll go A. Jordan.
I'll go S for Superior.
Okay. It'll be about the same as just up there with Barbarian and whatnot and all that. Okay, so kind of in there. All right, we'll go Knock at the Cabin. A little more Shyamalan. Chris?
Absolutely a D.
What the fuck?
What?
Really? What?
Yeah, it's a D.
D.
Fuck you. Get off here.
Come
Oh,
on. Wolf?
Any movie that makes me look like an asshole, I'll have to give a C.
Oh, great. I get it.
Yeah, Ron Weasley. JPO, Knock at the Cabin.
I rewatched it. I really dig it. For this list, S.
Okay, Richie?
I'm gonna bolster it up. S.
It was one of my favorite movies of that year. Yeah, S.
I'll say absolutely a C.
Another polarizing one.
Yeah, weird. So it's kind of tough to put it. It's going to be kind of upper mid A because it drags down a little bit, but it did have 3 S's, so it's kind of borderline. All right, but I'll kind of put it around that area. All right, Long Legs is up next. Another recent one. Chris?
I haven't seen it.
You've seen it? Wolf?
I'll go S here.
Okay, JPO?
I haven't seen it.
You've seen it. Richie?
A.
Okay. This is tough. I'll go low S. I'm barely in there, but I'll go low S. Jordan?
I'll say B.
B. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, this is gonna be tricky. We don't have anything overwhelming. I don't think we have a single clean sweep tonight. It's a little tricky. Like as far as like we've had some ones that got all S's, but it was like 3. We haven't had like that one, like 5 or 6 S's, and nothing else. Yeah, we have no clean sweeps tonight. That's
Wow.
Interesting. Even talk to me. So Deadstream is our penultimate. Chris?
I haven't seen it.
Haven't seen it. Wolf?
A.
JPO, Deadstream.
I really dug it for what it's going for in the budget. S.
Okay. Richie?
Haven't seen it.
A, it's fun. Jordan?
And I don't know what Deadstream is, so
Okay.
haven't seen it.
It's pretty fun. It's about an influencer kind of goofing
Yeah.
around in a haunted house, and he gets corrupted, and he's freaking out. It's fun.
Okay.
He starts out as annoying, but you actually kind of like him near the end. You come around.
I'll have to check it out.
All right, and we'll go with the original Smile. A big smile right there. Chris?
S for Smile.
All right, Wolf?
Starts off strong, but then that ending brings it down to like a D.
So where is it then?
It's B is what I'm saying.
Okay.
D tier.
Well,
Yeah.
we kind of need to know that because
I need to know that. All right. JPO, Smile.
I don't even know what you're talking about. That ending is pretty dope. It's an
Yeah.
S.
I think
What?
it's dope too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right, Richie.
In the ending rules.
Yeah.
I'll give it an S. Sure.
I'll give it an A because Smile 2 is an S. That's an improvement.
Yeah.
Jordan.
Well, I was gonna say B, but based on that D vote, I'll bump it up to an A. I'll say A.
Okay, so that's another 3, 2, 1. So that is kind of around Late Night with the Devil territory as well, something like that. All right, and that is all the official ones we got. So
wait, shouldn't Knock in the Cabin be an S if that got 3 votes though, for an S?
See, here's the problem with Knock at the Cabin. It had 3, but it also had 2 C's and a D. So it's like it's kind of floating around there, but it was polarizing. You know what I'm saying? Like because even with Saw X had 3 and then like 2 B's, that's still higher. And then Barbarian had like 2 S's and 2 A's, so it's a little more overall positive. It's kind of floating around there.
I had it
tough. So. Yeah,
and if you didn't vote for it based on a Rupert Grint lookalike, maybe it would have been an S tier. Wolf. That's a weird thing.
Yes. All right. So I've got to do a little math here because we do have 11 now in this tier. So I got to kind of look at the our scores overall. So let's see, 3, 1, and 1 for Nope. Late Night with the Devil has 3, 1, and 1 as well. Smile is a 3, 2, 1, but roughly the same. Quiet Place Day 1 is a 3, 1, 2, so slightly less, kind of where it is as far as less A votes. And Saw X is 3 and 2 B's, so it is the lowest technically. So Saw X is the one that gets the bump into the A tier because it did not have an A vote mixed in there. So it is by the votes going to be the one mixed in there. So what we'll do is we'll start with the honorable mentions. So Saw X will be the default first honorable mention since it had that. But these other ones will be in contention here. So anything that had 2 S's at least, or in Knock at the Cabin's case, it had 3. So that will be at least in contention for an honorable mention. And we'll go. Let's see. Scream had. What is that? Scream? Is that Scream 5?
Scream 5.
You can't even tell because of the way they tie that.
Yeah, so Scream 5 had 2 and 4, so that's a fairly strong contender. Barbarian had a 2 and 2, so that's still a contender. No One to Save You also a 2 and 2. X had 2, 3, and a B, so that's going to probably stay out of it. And Pearl 2, 3, and a B as well. And then Bones and All had 2, 1, and 1. So that's kind of where the cutoff is. The Scream 6 had a couple of B's as well. So it'll probably be between the 4 right there. So it'll be Barbarian, Scream 5, No One Will Save You, and Knock at the Cabin. So 2 will survive. So maybe we'll go up and down the horn and we'll vote on your favorite 2 out of those. Is what we're going to vote on. No, out of the 4. So everything from Barbarian and Knock at the Cabin. Barbarian and Knock at the Cabin is what we're voting on. Yeah, unfortunately, X and Pearl are just going to be left off the chopping block. They had some B votes as well. All right. So Chris, which 2 out of Barbarian, Scream 5, No One Will Save You, Knock at the Cabin?
Well, we know Barbarian will be on his favorite.
Scream 5.
And
I'm just vote for the one I haven't seen because I don't like either one of those. So let's go with No One Will Save You.
Okay. Wolf, which?
No, I'm just kidding.
Wolf, what you got? Which 2?
I'll go Barbarian and No One Will Save You.
Barbarian, No One Will Save You. JPO, what would you vote for the 2?
The opposite. I'm gonna go with Scream and Knock at the Cabin.
Scream and Knock at the Cabin. Okay. Richie?
Yeah, I'm just going to go the 2 ones I've seen. I'm going to Scream and Knock at the Cabin.
Scream and Knock at the Cabin. I'll go Knock at the Cabin and No One Will Save You. Jordan?
And I would go Barbarian and Scream.
Barbarian and Scream. All right, so Scream got 4 votes, so it will be one of them. And then No One Will Save You and Knock at the Cabin have a tie, 3 apiece. So we may have to do one more default vote out of just those 2. So it'll either be No One Will Save You or Knock at the Cabin. Chris?
So Scream and you
No One Will Save You and Knock at the Cabin. That's what we're voting on. One of the 2.
No One Will Save You.
Okay. Wolf?
No One Will Save You.
JPO?
The Cabin will save me.
Cabin? All right, Richie?
I don't know if that Cabin will.
Batista will save you.
Sure, yeah.
And Knock at the Cabin.
I would say Knock at the Cabin. Jordan?
I would say No One Will Save You.
Oh, okay. So we have another tie. So we need to break a tie in the comments. We'll go to the comments for you guys who want to break the tie. We have a couple people watching. So anybody who's watching right now, you have a chance to break our tie for us. Brian got in first. Knock at the cabin.
Thank you, Brian. Fuck off,
Brian.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, but
all right, knock at the cabin.
But not,
all right, good
not
for me. I like that movie. Great, sounds good to me. All right,
The rewatch holds up too, man. Those performances are strong.
Yeah, they're really good.
At least
Batista-
Barbarian got knocked out of there. Yes,
I could argue Batista's best performance. He's great.
Good.
All right.
Good by
He
Barbarian.
fucking smashes.
All right. So everything. So this is going to be a little interesting because Strange Darling and the Substance each have just 3 votes, but they're all S tier. So there's nothing bringing it down. So it's probably going to be in that middle area right there. And then Evil Dead Rise is the first one with 4. When Evil Lurks has a 3 and 1, so it still has more votes, and they're all strong. So it's going to be probably around there. Alien Romulus has a 4 and 2, so it's kind of right next to Evil Dead Rise there. And Talk to Me will be our default number 1. It's the only one with 5. So that is our default number 1. We have to do some minor voting here and there with Nope, with the final 4 there. Nope, Late Night with the Devil, Smile, and A Quiet Place Day 1. Quiet Place Day 1, let's see, 3, 1, and 2. Smile is, 3, 2, and 1. So Smile slightly above A Quiet Place Day 1, just slightly. So it's going to stay where it is. Late Night with the Devil, 3, 1, and 1. So we might have to do a quick vote there. And Nope has a 3, 1, and 1 as well. So so we'll have to do a minor vote here between Nope, Late Night with the Devil, and Smile. We'll vote for which one of those you would have highest out of those 3, if that makes sense. So Chris, out of Nope, Late Night with the Devil, and Smile, what would you have highest?
Smile.
Smile, okay. Wolfman, what would you have highest out of those?
Highest, I would say Nope.
Nope, okay. JPO, Nope, Late Night with the Devil, Smile, what would you have highest?
I might change my answer later, but I'm going to go with Nope.
Nope, okay. Richie?
Smile.
I'd go Late Night with the Devil. Jordan?
And I would go with Nope.
Nope. Okay, so Nope will stay where it's at. Smile got the next amount of votes. So there you go. That is your minor votes right there. We'll do a quick vote. We'll do a quick vote between Strange Darling or The Substance. I know it's the same 3 people. I think it was the same 3 people who saw each of those. Am I right?
One and not the other.
Because I saw Strange Darling, Jordan saw it, and Wolf, right?
Yeah,
but I haven't seen
the Substance. Gotcha. Okay, so we will go, but we have to vote either one or the other for that one. So even if you haven't seen it, maybe which one interests you more, or something like that.
You still want me to vote?
You can still vote. Yeah, everybody's still going to vote.
Right.
I mean, it's still just even if it's which one interests you more, which one you higher on priority list, something like that. Yeah. So Chris, Substance or Strange Darling?
Substance sounds that's the most interesting to me.
All right, Wolf.
The best movie of the year is Substance.
Substance. All right. JPO?
I've heard there's more boobies in Substance, so Substance.
That's true.
That is very true.
All right,
very true, and quite a bit throughout the entire movie.
My vote.
Yeah, Richie?
It's true, but you might not be a fan of all of them. Just saying, just like just putting it out there. The Substance.
I'd also go Substance, Jordan.
I'll be the lone vote for Strange Darling because I haven't seen The Substance, but I really want to. I've been trying to see it. I have a pirated copy. I'll probably watch it maybe tonight or tomorrow.
All right. I'll scoot back When Evil Lurks because it had 1 A vote amongst the 4, so it'll be right about there. And then the only last one we'll have to vote on is Alien Romulus versus Evil Dead Rise because they have about identical votes here.
Easy.
So which one would you have higher out of Alien? So 2 franchise movies. So Alien, Romulus, or Evil Dead Rise, Chris, which is higher for you?
Alien Romulus.
Okay. Wolfman?
Alien Romulus.
Okay. JPO?
Ooh, what are Evil Dead?
Evil Dead. All right. Richie?
Evil Dead.
I'll go Alien Romulus.
And I'll easily go Alien Romulus.
Okay, so it'll
Not
stay
like-
exactly where it is, and that will do it for all the voting. So there we go, guys. So for your recent horror movies of the last couple of years, yeah, that's it. We've got our S tier, we've got our 3 honorable mentions, and yeah, that'll do it. So should I break down the final list, Jordan, and then we'll get out of here? All right, let's do it.
The top 10
All right, so yeah, your 3 honorable mentions this evening will be M. Night Shyamalan's Knock at the Cabin. We've got Radio Silence's Scream 5, Scream 2020 or 2022, excuse me. We got Saw X in the franchise as well. And your top 10 tonight at number 10, A Quiet Place Day 1. Number 9, Late Night with the Devil. Number 8 is Smile. Number 7 is Nope. Number 6 is When Evil Lurks. Number 5 is Strange Darling. Number 4, The Substance. Number 3, Evil Dead Rise. Number 2, Alien Romulus. And number 1 tonight is Talk to Me.
Yeah.
So, all right. There you go. All right. All right. So there you have it. And that will do it. Yeah, but a fun episode to talk about some recent stuff that we don't get to talk about a lot and really kind of rank those as well. So good stuff there. There you go. So fun episode, guys. Thanks a lot.
And hopefully the next few days we'll have a poll out for the top 10 and the 3 honorable mentioned. I've been trying to be a little better about helping out with those two. I just got up our most recent polls for best to worst. You can go check those out over on the Movie Hero Network group. You can vote on those.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, there you go. Well, let's wrap it up. We'll keep the plugs a little short. It's very late for me, so let's keep the plugs relatively short. Just within, just kind of like the next 2 weeks or so. Nothing too crazy, or maybe just kind of we're in the horror mode, so maybe what's coming up for Halloween week. A little spooky season. Going on. Yeah. So all right, we'll go on and do it, and we'll get out of here.
Yeah. So we'll just some quick plugs. So we'll go to Chris. Where can we find you?
So you guys can find me on my YouTube channel. I had a Casablanca Kid 84, my awesome pirate series on there. I think it's a lot of fun. We have more stuff coming down the pipe for that, and hopefully more episodes. My schedule works. I'm glad I was able to be on 3 episodes this week. It was fun.
Yeah, and
happy Halloween. Yeah.
And Chris is embracing the spooky season with his lights totally off, so he could be in the dark. Because didn't you say that you're in an issue with your lights or something?
Yes. Yeah. So it's funny. My lamp works. The light in my bathroom works. The lights on my wall near my door do not work at all. They're really ghetto. So this is like the current setup full time.
It's as bright as it gets. Yeah.
But as bright as it gets, guys. I am half clouded shadows.
Yeah. Right. But yeah. But
thanks for person over my shoulder.
But thanks for being on 3 episodes this week.
Man.
It's fun to get you on that many. So yeah. But yeah, we'll go to Wolf. What do you have going on?
Yeah, so you can find me on my YouTube channel, Mega Movies. Tomorrow, Austin and I should be doing a drinking game for Halloween 5, which will be fun.
Which is bad, but it's a better movie than Halloween Ends.
Yeah.
I can't follow you anymore.
No, I can't.
Yeah, it's not. But it is better than Rob Zombie's Halloween, which won the Facebook poll.
Yes, Rob Zombie Halloween is good.
No.
Or Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is what we meant.
Yeah. Halloween 2 sucks.
Yeah. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
His 2 is better than his first one, because at least he doesn't give a fuck anymore, and it's better.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so we'll do that. Sunday, I'll be on Dan Skip Allen's channel. We'll be talking about like the documentary and international feature categories for the Oscars. Speaking of Oscars, Awards Roundtable is coming back on Tuesday. We'll be discussing Conclave and like the Oscar predictions for it and such. So that should be interesting. And then on Halloween, I'm gonna try to shoot something from my hotel room for you guys, but I'm gonna go to the because I'm going to the Virginia Film Festival that whole weekend. So I'm going to be like kind of doing reviews for you guys for all the movies I watched there. But
nice.
I'm going to also try to do something for Halloween if I can. So yeah.
Cool. Yeah, sounds good. We'll look forward to like give us some little tips on what movies we should check out. Have you seen anything good there? So
yeah.
yeah.
Guys, you have to watch. Anyway.
Yeah, guys, you got to
Guys,
Yeah.
There's a 12-hour documentary about a genocide. If you don't watch it, you're missing out.
You have to watch this animated movie that's come out of like Chad.
Sweden.
There's this movie out of Ecuador about this family. It's just amazing. You guys will not regret it.
Perfect slice of life drama.
That's
right. Where absolutely nothing happens, but it's great, guys. You got to see it. But
I was really hoping you were to give Skin American ass. I thought that would have been great.
Yeah,
really hoping.
Well, JPO, where can we find you?
Yeah, find me over at the Periscope. We've done a lot of spooky stuff this season as well. We did our own kind of tier, or our own bracket battles of the 90s and 2000s. We'll do the 2010s this week. Tomorrow is the return of Picks and Lists. It's horror edition, though. That's going to be a lot of fun. So I just put that together here. Did a couple different categories for once. So that was fun. Other stuff here, too. Thursdays, me, Pez, Richie, and the Barbs. We talk pro wrestling. Might not be Thursday this week because, it's Halloween. So I think we're going to bump it up a day or two. But regardless, we'll probably get that out sometime for you this week here. But normally it's Thursdays. We talk wrestling every 10 o'clock on Thursdays. Mm-hmm. And other places when I'm not popping up on this channel. Why We Love Horror, Multiplex, all that fun stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sounds good. Cool. And Richie, what do you have going on?
Yeah, like JP said, Lonely Marks. We'll get to it at some point this week, hopefully. Breaking down, I think Crown Jewels' camp soon, I believe. I think they just announced Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton, by the way. And
hey, Richie, guess what? Spoilers! I haven't seen SmackDown. I hate you. All right,
okay. It's not like it doesn't spoil anyway.
It does. I'm sure they announced it tonight. So now is their announcement? I already fucking know.
Like 3 or 4 days ago.
So. We should just put like spoilers and parentheses beside this whole stream tonight.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I have to now because of you.
Actually, it doesn't. Yeah, I lied. No.
Thank you.
Okay. Catch me and also I did a Wheel of Movies. We talked about Grease. Check that out. I'm in here. That was.
Or as it's known in other countries, Vaseline.
Yeah,
that's a real thing.
Yeah, that's a thing. Yes, we talked about Vaseline. And
cool posters.
And then but I'll be. Yeah, I'll be on Tournament Fights where we talk about like what our favorite top 10 favorite movies. I think we're doing.
It'll be our top 20 of all time. There'll be another tier ranker coming up.
Our top 20, yeah, all time. So
and we need those lists from everyone soon.
Yeah,
so I was gonna say, when do you want the list? No one's asked me what a list.
Yeah, just as soon as you can, actually. At this point,
all right, just by mid next week, you got time.
Yeah.
So just give me your personal top 20 because if there's crossovers, that's fine. We'll just have a pool of movies and I'll just add whatever's there. So
check that out.
We don't have to have a certain amount of movies. It's just I'll throw in everything that's unique from all the lists. So we'll just throw them in the pot.
Okay, cool. Yep. Check that out. I'm on JPO's channel sometimes. Did you have a panel for picks and lists?
Yes.
Damn it. You, why didn't you reach out to me? What friend?
I don't know. Well, you haven't seen how many horror movies you missed out tonight, so I don't know. Watch more horror movies.
You don't know. I surprise people sometimes. I can't find. I'll find whatever.
You're on the next one. Have you seen enough 2010s horrors? 2010s horrors? Are you good?
Sure.
And I'm sorry, JP. You texted me the other night when I was snoozing, so I apologize. I didn't see you.
Yeah, I'm trying to get you on the panel, man.
I know. I'm sorry.
I see how. I
was sleepy.
You were next.
I was sleepy.
You were next. I don't know. Facebook said you were on.
I cool enough.
So, no,
I get invited on a game show, which I didn't do well.
Check. And I mean, if you're in the area, come see Venom 3 with me tonight. Venom: The Last Dance, starring Tom Hardy and Michael Jordan. I think.
I'm gonna go hop on a plane
Tom Hardy and Michael Jordan.
Last Dance.
The Last Dance, the Michael Jordan.
Anyway, cool. Anyway, I'm here to wait. See it.
Michael Jordan's big return to movies after 25 years or whatever it is. Yeah.
Finally get into his gambling addiction. Yay. But Austin, what do you have going?
Yeah, no, yeah, so it would be live with Wolfman tomorrow night. So I'll be sleepy and drunk. So come find, that should be fun. Me trying to stay awake while I'm drinking. That's happened before. And with that movie, which is boring. But yeah, I'll be on Rankum on Sunday night. We're talking horror movie opening scenes. So that's always fun. That should be a good little list. A lot of really good ones. And yeah, I think me and you, Jordan, are both on Kyle Curtis's channel on Monday talking Freddy versus Jason.
Right.
Doing a watch along at like 7 o'clock.
Yep.
Just before tournament fights where we go live for that, for our horror championship. So that should be all right.
Yeah.
And then, we got a big recast episode next Tuesday for Ghostbusters with JT, Benny Hamlin, and Moose Haas will all be on. Big supersized Ghostbusters recast. So check that out. That should be a lot of fun. Watch it. If nothing else, I won't spoil what he picked, but watch it for JT's picks. They are wild.
Nice.
So just say that. Just to tease you. So
Like
tune in
swap,
for that.
like races and genders or something. Like what do you do?
It's just out there. I'll just say his picks are something else. So
Don't wrinkle his Venkman.
Yeah.
he got some wild picks. So come check it out.
Yeah, it's gonna be like Wilford Brimley for the mayor. Like, oh, you damn kids. Yeah. But
Diabetes.
yeah, I have diabetes. Yeah, but yeah. As far as the channel goes, I just encourage everyone to go check out the Movie Hero Network group because I posted the upcoming schedule, so I don't need to go too deep into it. You can go over there and you can see the schedule there. If you want to sign up, you can DM me or you with the dates of the episode you want to be on, or you can just comment either way. And then there's also a schedule for the music stuff we have going on. If you want to be on a music episode, we're going to put some artists up against each other, or maybe some TV or movie music stuff. So the Patreon, you go to patreon.com/moviehero, and it really doesn't cost you very much to see things like the extended schedule. We got an extended schedule up over there for full that goes out about 6 months. If you really want to see on the schedule that goes way out far and get first dibs because some of these episodes fill up fast, you can do it for only $1 over there, and the $1 is to subscribe. If you don't want to subscribe, they have an option now where you can purchase for just a one-time thing. So I have it for $3.50. You can purchase it one time if you want to see it that far out. It's kind of up to you, whatever you want to do. But and also it really helps us on the channel to continue to bring you a bigger and better content. We really appreciate it. So yeah, so thank you to our current subscribers. We don't have a lot, but we've got some out there. So yeah, but and then you can find us at Movie Hero 2121 and Jordan 8616. You can find us there. And yeah, I'll just focus on the tournament fight stuff. We do trivia, the Seen and Heard movie trivia, so that's a thing. But I'll talk more about that on another episode. But here, what we have coming up in the next week or so, we are going to be doing our top 20 of all time for a tier ranker that we already mentioned. So it'll be really, really tough because we're going to see what everyone thinks of our top 20 movies of all time. But the panel for that will be mostly everyone here. There'll be JPO, Richie, Chris, and Brian Nussbaum, and then me and Austin. So yeah.
Sorry, Wolfman, you're
But what I thought we were going to do is soon we're going to have a second group to do all that. So like anyone who didn't get a chance to be on this one, so like if you and like Ross and like a bunch of people from the other group want to do all your top 20, you can do like a separate group, and we'll do another episode for you. So yeah, you kind of think about that. And then we also have and then I don't want to forget on Monday night, I almost forgot to mention it. We have our horror mystery tournament championship. So we did 4 horror mystery series at the beginning of the month. Sweet 16 from each of those episodes is going to be in a mystery a championship. So speaking of that, with Wolfman being left out, he's the only one that will be on that one though. So we're gonna have him with a bunch of guys from the community that he's friends with. So that'll be fun. It'll be really tough also. So yeah, it'll be some bangers on that. But then we also have just a couple extra ones. We got the Directing Brothers battle. We got the Scotts versus the Cohens, and then we'll be getting back into some TV stuff with the best TV shows from 2000 2009 for another tier ranker on there. And then our next ladder series will be the 98 ladder series. That's coming up also. So yeah, but that will do it for us. So thanks, guys. This was a lot of fun. I always like talking about some of the recent stuff from time to time.
God, it's fucking late, Brian, but I guess if we want to spin the wheel, we can. If you guys want to go, you don't have to stay.
I mean,
yeah.
We could. I'm willing to do it, but it just depends.
I'll stay in case.
You know what? You know what? We're gonna do it off the air, Brian. We'll let you know on the next one.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it off the air. We'll let these guys go.
We'll make an announcement and just pay attention to our social media, and also
we'll do it off the air real quick.
Subscribe to the channel, please do, because that really helps us out. We're in a big push for subscribers, and if you're already subscribed, then share it out and tell somebody else to subscribe, because that'd be a huge help to us, because we're slowly getting towards what we need to get monetized. So yeah, but anyways, that will do it for us tonight. So we'll sign off here. So for Chris Scott, for Michael Wolfman Wyndham, for JPO, for Richie Goodacre, for Austin Pez Howell, I've been Jordan, the movie hero Anderson, and we'll see you next time.